a 2-mile wait to get... Welcome in 98.5, the Sports Hub of Joe Murray. We are officially in football season mode. Week 1 of the NFL season this Sunday. And, of course, the Patriots open the season at home versus the Vegas Raiders. We got it all covered for you all week long. Of course, the game this Sunday right here on 98.5 The Sports beginning at 10 a.m. And then I'll be on post-game with you, of course, once again. So, where do we start tonight? A lot to get into. Certainly want to get into the Red Sox and what they're doing. They're underway right now over at Fenway Park. Garrett Crochet is on the mound. But a ton of Patriot stuff. We're coming back from a long weekend, so I kind of wanted to recap everything. You can call in 617-779-0985. We're also on YouTube tonight. I see people already in there. We got Joe in there. We got Matt. We got Daubach. We got all the guys hanging out. All you got to do is go to youtube.com, search 98.5 The Sports Hub, and boom, you'll see the Joe Murray Show live right there. For those who don't, you can listen on an app. Download the 98.5 The Sports Hub app. You can still listen online like people do. They go to the website, 98.5thesportshub.com, and you can listen live there. Or you can just say, hey, Alexa, play 98.5 The Sports Hub. And boom, you're on the show. So, again, the phone number, 617-779-0985. And our opening take, presented by Super Service Today, Massachusetts' #1 provider for residential and commercial plumbing, heating, cooling, and drain cleaning, day or night. Always done right. Visit superservicetoday.com. The Patriots announced their captains. They've also released Jabril Peppers, another former captain, gone, and I've said it for a while. Mike Vrabel has been the godfather. He has knocked out all the capos that have been here in the past. I know Hunter Henry is still here and will be a captain again this year. But another statement made. I don't know. I can't tell you why Jabril Peppers was cut. It had to be about money. Was it off-field stuff? Was it just they wanted to go in a new direction? Did they want to use him less but didn't want to keep him around for it to be maybe poison in the locker room? I don't know. I don't know the answer. It just came after the 53-man rosters were set. Right, so another captain, Gonzo, done. Speaking of Gonzo, Marcus Jones was named a captain. I'm sniffing around on that one. The status of Christian Gonzalez for week 1 is in question. I've brought it up on the show before, and I got pushback. So you know what I do? I bring it back up again when it matters. Starting to think of the future when it comes to Christian Gonzalez, his injuries, and I've asked it before, so I'll ask it again. Is Christian Gonzalez an injury-prone player? I'll let that resonate for a little bit. He's got a long contract coming up. Have you seen the numbers of some of these other corners and what they're making? Surtain and some others? When you think about the New England Patriots, when it comes to their corner, their quarterback, and tackle, that's a part of the solution for the future. It shouldn't be a problem. I don't feel great about it because of the money. I think the Patriots probably have to pay a player like this, but could there be a future contract dispute? Could it be something that's out there? And I just wanted to bring this up as well. Sauce Gardner in a contract year, kind of laid down for the team a little bit, didn't play as hard, still got the money. Could you see that type of season from Christian Gonzalez, who right now doesn't look like he's going to be playing in week 1? We'll certainly get into that. The Patriots and Raiders this week, though, Think about the storylines, everybody. Tom Brady, now part owner of the Raiders. Pete Carroll, former Patriots head coach. Geno Smith now leaves Seattle, comes to the Raiders, beat the Patriots last year in a comeback win. This year they drafted Ashton Genty, one of the highest. Who drafts a running back in the first round anymore with all those guaranteed contracts? The Brock Bowers effect. He should have a monster year too. Chip Kelly, right from New Hampshire. Chip Kelly won a national championship with Ohio State. Now comes back to the NFL with something to prove with Pete Carroll. Oh, and how many times have we talked about the Josh McDaniels angle this week? Former head coach of the Raiders. He barely lasted with them when he got fired. They fired him the night he went trick-or-treating with his family. That's who the Raiders are going against. And I look at it and say they're motivated. How about Josh McDaniels? Is he motivated? Is he motivated to take on the Raiders this week? There's so many other angles to it. You got Max Crosby. You got Will Campbell. There's a lot on the line. The Patriots right now are 2.5-point favorites. They opened up at 3.5. Maybe the news about Gonzalez has moved it down just a little bit, and if he doesn't play, could it even go lower? Again, opened 3.5. The Patriots have struggled at Gillette Stadium. Their record has been horrible at home. They did win the last game of the year against the Bills last year. I'm not counting that one. It's important for the Patriots to win games at home again. We can't just assume the Raiders at home, they got this. Yes, the Raiders are going West Coast to East Coast. But you know what? They have a veteran quarterback who's hungry. They have guys with something to prove. Pete Carroll, Chip Kelly. They have a lot going on there. Brady's now a part of it all. If you really look at it, I feel like they're ascending maybe better than the Patriots at this point. The Patriots have turned the roster over 49%. It's important for both teams. It's important for each team when it comes to the direction of their franchises. I'm going to throw it out there. Who has more to prove? The Raiders or the Patriots? And I'll tell you right now, it is the New England Patriots. But should we temper our expectations? I feel like Mike Vrabel does kind of look down on the roster a little bit. Even made mention about how they've been weak in some of their drafts. I'm fascinated to see what the team looks like this year. I'm fascinated to see what the Raiders do. Just remember, you look at games on the schedule and say that should be a win. The Raiders feel the same exact way. I do want to get into more of the Patriots. They named captains, the Christian Gonzalez situation, looking ahead at the schedule a little bit, maybe how they'll play that out. And Mike Vrabel did talk about the roster. We'll get into all that coming up here on the other side, but it's Patriots, Raiders. Football is here. We have matchups to discuss, storylines. I love the Chip Kelly versus Josh McDaniels angle. I love it. So much to prove besides those two coordinators, and we'll certainly look on the defensive side of things as well. We got Skaz here tonight. Again, the phone number 617-779-0985. I'm Joe Murray. You're listening to the Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
players voted this morning, so we'll inform those guys before practice. And I think we all know that every year is a new year in this league, and that's kind of how it goes. And so the leadership has to grow from whether it's a captain. We talked about that, not having any restrictions on leadership, and hopefully that at whatever level we have guys that can lead. So we'll have captains, and then we'll have hopefully a lot more leaders as well.
I think I'm already in week 23 of 26 straight weeks of football season. So, and I'm ready. This is just week 1. I just went through 2 full weeks of college football, which we will get into Bill Bellichick coming up in just a little bit here, and the Red Sox, who are underway over at Fenway Park. We'll get you caught up with that. And, of course, you can call in at 617-779-0985 and join us on our YouTube channel, which I already see a bunch of people in there already. So I brought up the Christian Gonzalez thing. I do want to get into that. But the names of the captains for the Patriots this year. Hunter Henry, captain. Drake May, a captain at 23. He should be. Absolutely should be. No doubt about it. Harold Landry's been a veteran in this league, very successful for a long time. So, I look at the names, and it's, the one that kind of stood out to me. Robert Spillane's there, and Brendan Schooler's your special teams guy. But the one that stood out to me was Marcus Jones. When you think about the cornerback group, we look at Marcus Jones as this third corner who's an exceptional special teams player and returner. Well, could he be getting more of a look this year? Did he prove something in camp? Do they like something about his qualities? Has he just been out there and leading by example with Christian Gonzalez not in the mix? And we'll get into that in a minute. Carlton Davis is going to be on one side. They claimed a player as a corner when the waivers happened. So I wonder if the Patriots are a little concerned there. But I'm sniffing more about the Marcus Jones one. Like, sorry, maybe I'm ignorant about it, but I didn't realize Marcus Jones was a leader on the team. I can only smell what I smell, and it's something smelly when it comes to Marcus Jones. This Christian Gonzalez thing's getting interesting. Listen, Christian Gonzalez is a top 5 corner in the league when healthy. And last year, he only missed a couple of games. The year before, he got hurt, a couple of games in. So it is fair to question Christian Gonzalez and his injuries. Now, is he injury prone? I'd probably say no. For now. This is a hamstring. Like, these things take time. And again, week 1 has always been an extension of the preseason, right? It's always been that. But if you really want to look at the Raiders' depth chart, I'm not trying to defend the Patriots for taking it easy with Christian Gonzalez. I'm just trying to be realistic that if he doesn't play this week, I still think it can be a favorable matchup for the Patriots. Like, their starting wide receivers are Dante Thornton and Trey Tucker and Jacoby Myers. Amari Cooper's there too. But if you're without Gonzalez, like, you still have multiple corners who can defend. Now, the safety's a different thing, and we'll get into that in a little bit here. But I'm starting to just look at it as maybe they give him the extra week because they're going to need him versus the Dolphins. No doubt about that. But just, again, to kind of wrap this in, Marcus Jones named captain. The status of Christian Gonzalez now for week 1's in question. And I just can't help but think about his future. Do they need him week 1? I don't know. Miami week 2 they do. Pittsburgh too. I've always asked if he's injury prone. The talk out of the draft was his size, his strength. It's a hamstring. These things do take time. I hate to bring up the Terry Glenn situation, but he had the hamstring was out a little bit, right? I mean, Randy Moss had a hamstring thing and broke the single season record in camp. So it could go either way, right? But here's the other thing that I wanted to bring up, and I'll bring in Skaz in for this too. The other thing I just wanted to bring up I don't know or think that Christian Gonzalez is a loafer. I don't. I think he enjoys the game of football. He's played at multiple schools in college, and he was a first-round pick. When he's on the field, he's been nothing but good. And when I hear his interviews, he sounds like a good kid. But is his agent in his head? Does he start to think about his future? Next year, he'll be eligible for an extension. Sauce Gardner last year loafed around, wouldn't tackle. Still got his money. The money that's being thrown around to these corners is huge. Singletary, right? He's another guy who got paid. Surtain, like there's more. We saw what Jalen Ramsey got years ago and has been getting traded multiple times for first-round picks. I'm just wondering if it's worth questioning his future. How does that work with the Crafts, with Vrabel, and an extension? I said it earlier, I'll say it again. When you have a top corner, a drafted left tackle, and a quarterback, those are solutions. Those aren't problems. That should be a part of your future, and you build around that, specifically when it comes to rookie contracts. But if it's an injury thing, and you wonder if he'll play timid because his contract could be worth an extension the following year, I have to question these things. So, Skaz, I'll bring you in. Hello. How are you?
Hey, Joe. How you doing?
Good. The Marcus Jones thing, it's smelly to me. I never, when did he become Mr. Capo? I just, sorry, just, I don't know. I'm sniffing around that one. Is it a message? Is it a message to the position group? Hey, you play like him. He might be undersized, but you know what? He can play.
Plays both ways, Joe.
That's right. Plays both ways and special teams. Oh, yeah. So am I sniffing around here? Am I reaching a little bit? Am I thinking about what Sauce Gardner did a year ago? The future of him. They could get a big asset for him. They really could. I think they would have to pay him because they have to show the rest of the league they're willing to pay their own guys. They have to do that. But this one becomes a little more smelly considering he's missing week 1. Do you think they need him week 1?
I think they always need him. He's their best player on defense. I mean, maybe you want to say one of the new guys, Milton Williams, or I think Carlton Davis is a very good player, but Christian Gonzalez has been, sold to us as the star of this team, as, one of the top 10 corners in the league, top 5, depending on who you ask. And they need him. He's their guy. He's the guy you see on, other than Drake May, he is their probably most recognizable player right now. And never mind just the recognition, I'm talking skill, talent. He's, I would say, their most talented player they have right now. He's, younger than Stephon Diggs. I think he will be more impactful this season, if healthy, than Stephon Diggs. Corners matter more than ever in today's NFL with how much teams pass, and Christian Gonzalez was one of the small advantages the Patriots had on some teams. They had a lockdown corner when healthy. I, for the past couple weeks have been saying, or more thinking than anything, but that this wasn't that big of a deal. They're just taking care of their stars. You see this with teams around the league where they don't risk anything with these guys in preseason anymore. They don't play in any of the games, some of these guys. But now that we're here with week 1 and he's not going to play, it certainly seems like he's not going to play, and you're going to tell me he's going to miss week 1 and then he's going to go down to Miami and look good in Miami week 2, I don't feel good about that at all.
Just was going to say that to you. I think that they could go without him in week 1 because of the, Amari Cooper, Jacoby Myers. There's speed, don't get me wrong, But
then you're going to throw him out there to Tyreek Hill in Miami in that heat?
He won't be ready for that. He would have had to practice this week, miss the game, and practice next week. So I agree with you. He's probably down 2 weeks. And then you get Pittsburgh with Rodgers. I mean, that's a different story. I'm looking ahead here. But let's just talk about the scenario, right? Say whatever you want, injury prone, whatever. When he's on the field, he can take away half the field. You can do different defenses. You can blitz. So you're right, guys. Having him on the field is tremendous. But he's missed 5 weeks with a hamstring. This happened on July 28th. What's today? September 2nd? To me, that's 30-something. Joe math, over 30 days. Not good. And then the old lingering contract extension in the offseason. Sauce Gardner got 4 years and $120 million. Who would you rather have, Sauce Gardner or Christian Gonzalez? Waiting. The Pats aren't paying him $120 million. Not the way it's going right now. And I almost wonder if they're doing it or he's doing it. Looking ahead. And Skaz, Christian Gonzalez saw all those players get their extensions, right? He watched them all. Well, now he's the best player on defense. He's waiting for his, too. And you know what? I'm not saying he's that kind of guy because he's never showed it. Never showed it.
Don't you think this is where Mike Vrabel really comes into play? Like, if Mike Vrabel is who we've been told he is, if he is the defensive-minded, hard ass, all that stuff, Christian Gonzalez is not going to loaf around on defense and half-ass tackles and miss assignments because he's upset about his contract. And if he does, I think that's a bad look on Mike Vrabel. Obviously, it's a bad look on Gonzalez, but for me, that comes back to Vrabel. It's his defense. These guys are now his guys. I know Christian Gonzalez isn't technically like a Mike Vrabel guy, but he's the most talented player on his defense. That's now a Mike Vrabel guy.
What's the line, though? Like, what's the line? Hey, man, we just need you out there. Do whatever you got to do, but we need you out there. And if he loafs, right? But he's out there. But like when you're an athlete and you want to make money and you mentioned it. This is why Mike Vrabel comes in hand. Isn't that why he just cut Jabril Peppers? They looked at it and said, "Well, this guy's going to be a backup. Is he going to be okay being a backup?"
Michigan guy, get him out of here. That's what Mike Vrabel was thinking.
Ooh, didn't even think about that end of it. Good question on that. Where does Vrabel stand on that? Like, does he understand it as a player, or is it his way or the highway? And I'm telling you, if Mike Vrabel made one mention to ownership about, hey, I think we should try to. My only thing is, guys, the Patriots have been awful at drafting, right? You've got literally a star corner, a guy you think could be your future left tackle, and a quarterback you think is part of your future, right? Like, those are three positions other teams can't draft. And somehow you have them. How? I don't know. We'll continue this conversation. I do want to get into the Red Sox and what they're doing. And wow, the lights are flashing over at Fenway. You know what that means? Homers, baby, homers. We'll tell you more coming up next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Joe Murray. Alex Cora is looking ahead. But they're playing good ball, I got to tell you. So, do you want me to be real critical? It sucks that they lost 2 games to the Pirates. Like, that sucks. You had this great, 9 out of 10 or 7 out of 8 road trip, whatever it was. And then you have the lowly Pirates in a Paul Skeens game, and you hit them early. And you lost with a rookie on the mound for the Red Sox? It's bad. I'm critical. Let's move on. Like, they got to be better than that. They can't be losing those games. But you know what? They always respond, right? They won yesterday. Brian Bayo didn't have his best, but you know what? They pulled it out. Their hitting got going. They got into the bullpen of Cleveland and took care of business. They win. Bayo gets the win. Chapman gets the save. Boom. So what do you get today? Garrett Crochet on the mound. Against a lefty, they mash lefties. But Crochet, going back to last start and this start, And we'll see how this thing plays out today, but he deserves the run support. He got the run support last time as well. They owed him run support, and I'm glad that they're doing it early on tonight in this one. But just to give you a couple of Red Sox notes, because, again, we're coming back from a long weekend here. The couple of things that I wanted to just hit on real quick as I'm looking for my show sheet that I somehow have lost. But you know what? I got it right here. These are the Red Sox notes I wanted to bring up quickly. Al's Cora on the season. When expectations are high, it becomes fun. The Peyton Tolley appearance was great. Really was. But losing the game the way that they did, horrible. Walker Buehler's gone, picked up by Daddy Dom. Dave Dombrowski and Phillies. From what I gather, his move to the bullpen, there may have been some contract language he was not happy about. So they moved on from him, and now Peyton Tolley's here. I hope the Walker Buehler move doesn't come back to hurt him. I really do. I really do. Lucas Giolito's pretty solid. Again, not his best stuff. Same with Bayo. But as far as it goes, they're getting their pitching. Like, no doubt about it. The problem is the Dusty May, which they're going to make an adjustment for in just a little bit. But they win last night. Everyone's happy. It's a new series. Crochet's on the mound today. And then you find out the Blue Jays blew a 2-run lead in the 9th inning last night and lost. So the Red Sox, right, 2 games back out of first place. Best record in the American League. Second best in Major League Baseball since July 4th. They're 34-17. There's less than a month left, everybody. This is going to be fun. All I ever wanted for the Red Sox was to have meaningful games in September. And here we are. But now I want more because I'm greedy. Now I want more because I think that, as my old words were, the Red Sox have good or as good of a chance as anyone to win the World Series. Guys, you're going to find the date on that one. When I said the Red Sox have just as good of a chance as anybody, it had to be before the deadline, right? July 29th, maybe? Well, here we are, a month later. How do you feel now? Better or worse? I feel better. The Yankees are slipping. The Blue Jays have a tougher schedule. The Yankees have a tougher schedule. Like, the Red Sox are starting to bring up younger kids. Let's see what they have. This is when the Red Sox were good. Not those 04 teams, but when they started mixing in guys like 07 Ellsbury, right? When they brought up Xander Bogaerts, right? Jonathan Papelbon, guys like that. They started to really just incorporate veterans with young players. It's working now. Peyton Tolley is now going to get another start. They're bringing up Anderson next. Dustin May sucks. I'm sorry. I hate the move. He stinks. Out. And that's why I hope the Buehler thing doesn't come back to get him. But the way they're pitching right now, the way that they're able to adjust versus left-handers, and just like yesterday, let me give you a Cora example. Cora pinched hit yesterday. Carlos Narvaez, who had the go-ahead hit, then they pinch ran him, and David Hamilton stole second. Like, this is when the manager now has a few more options. They have the extra catcher. They brought up, was it Sandy Ali? And then they brought up Zach Kelly. So those are the two extra roster moves that they have at the moment, but I do think that core has been better of late. Mixing and matching, bullpen guys, etc. It's been good, and right now they're up 5-1 threatening in the bottom of the fourth inning with Garrett Crochet on the mound. Forget about that wild card, everybody. You should be thinking American League East. Why not the Red Sox? 617-779-0985. Oh, last night, polarizing. The last college football game of the weekend, and the return to the sideline for the greatest football coach of all time? Sounded like I asked that in the form of a question, right? Let's get into that one on the other side here. I'm Joe Murray. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5. You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
in fairness, I haven't listened to this station a lot today. I've been busy bouncing around all day. But I had a chance to listen to Stephen A. Smith. I got all the national pundits today. Oh, people were killing Bill Belichick today. It wasn't pretty. And I did have this Belichick in North Carolina got their asses kicked last night. It was an embarrassment. They couldn't tackle. They couldn't block. They couldn't snap. It was the worst team Bill Belichick has ever coached in his life. The team that he recruited and put together, by the way. Get it? It was an embarrassment. The greatest football coach of all time, ? Coaching North Carolina football and getting smoked by 30 or more points is a level I never thought he could stoop to. We can make the jokes about who he dates or his man boobs or what he does in Nantucket or any of his, hip Bon Jovi stuff. His, MySpace, Facebook, whatever the hell he calls it, my face. Last night, you got your ass kicked. You were embarrassing. And you look like you don't have it anymore. But what's the story of Bill Belichick for his whole career? Starts slow, gets proven wrong, finally gets it together when it's his program, coaches people up, and then becomes successful. So I'm not saying that Bill Belichick and the North Carolina football team are donezo for this year. Like, I do think they'll get better. Maybe they should have went with Max Johnson early on. But I want to put some respect on TCU, who is one of the better teams in college football. And Sonny Dykes and what he did, with SMU and bringing them back after all their issues over the years. And now with TCU, a team that was in the championship just a couple of years ago and literally retooled the roster and has a really good dual threat quarterback in Hoover and other stud players. So I feel like they're not getting enough credit. They were motivated. They had the chip on their shoulder. They wanted to embarrass Bill Belichick, too. Even after the game, they wanted Bill Belichick to go call his girlfriend. That's how much they wanted to beat him. It was all about Bill last night. It was almost embarrassing to see Randy Moss and Teddy Bruschi, and I am Nick Saban, can't bet against his friend. All that. You look back on it in hindsight, embarrassing. Bubba Cunningham, what he's done with North Carolina, embarrassing. It's all a joke from what you saw last night. And you can laugh all you want because you should. But my biggest takeaway was you stooped to this level. I always wanted Bill Belichick back, whether it's in the NFL, college, wherever. I want to watch Bill Belichick. He's polarizing. But haven't we watched enough Bill when it comes to failure? I've seen the wins. I know who he's won with. I know he's had great game plans. Like, I will sit here and tell you he's the greatest defensive mind of all time, and I have no question saying that. But at times in your life, people, let's just relate this to our own lives. Skaz, that sometimes we just lose our fastball, bro. Right? Whether it's at work, in your love life, whether it's out on the basketball court, or even hot takes, right? Sometimes you just lose your fastball. And let me tell you, Bill Belichick, he's throwing underhand. I'm almost wondering if he hasn't had it for the last 5 years. Again, it's easy to do things, and I'm trying not to use easy to win with Tom Brady. I'm trying to take that out of the conversation. But this is the same guy that would pull guys out of wrestling or playing somewhere else and turn defensive guys into offensive guys, right? Like, we've seen Bill Belichick play Troy Brown on defense and make big plays and intercept Drew Bledsoe in a football game. I've watched Julian Edelman make big plays on defense. There was a guy named Earthwind Merlin we never heard of in our lives. Played corner. They had a wrestler play center and guard. Like they had a rugby player on their team. I watched that man turn all of those things into good. But what the hell has happened the last 5 years? Because I think the man has lost his fastball. I think he gets a lot of people to believe his. I almost said his BS. They got a lot of people to believe in him. Bubba's in. Bubba and Bill. Oh yeah, they're locked up, baby.
The new BB.
The new BB. It was an embarrassment. How could he stoop to this level, Skaz?
Let me just push back on a couple things there. 5 years, I think, is a little strong. He went to the playoffs with Mac Jones in 2021, and they had a good defense that year. I think that was a good year for Bill.
21?
21.
2, 3, 4, 5. 4 years.
And then you say he gets a lot of people to buy in. I'm not so sure that's the case. Didn't seem like too many NFL teams were buying in on the Bill Belichick experience. And North Carolina seems to be the only college team that was buying in. So Bill really only had to sell, his whatever you want to call it, to one team. A very good weekend for Matt Patricia. Not so good weekend for Bill Belichick. I love those takes as they happened on Saturday. Oh, if Matt Patricia's doing this to Arch Manning, what's Bill Belichick going to do to TCU?
Just real quick.
Not really how that works.
Matt Patricia really did have a great game plan.
Yeah, Arch looked awful.
He couldn't even fake and then run.
He was so uncomfortable.
So, and granted, that's a whole new look at defensive guy. Matt Patricia deserves his flowers. Right? And this is, by the way, guys, just to bookmark this. Chip Kelly from this week versus the Patriots, Josh McDaniels. Someday this week, I want to do the coaching tree.
Josh McDaniels' revenge game this weekend.
But I did a little today. I didn't want to. We had so much to get into tonight. I'm trying to save them. But the Bill Belichick coaching tree, if you look at it and you look at what Bill's doing now, it's not great.
I'm no college football expert, but TCU is a much, much better team than UNC.
That's what I was going to say.
Was I shocked it was 48-14? Sure. Yeah. Yes, that surprised me, but I didn't expect Bill Belichick to win this game. He's in a rebuilding, and I don't know what he's doing with Gio Lopez because, he was using him as if he was a statue, as if he was a drop back passer, like Peyton Manning or something. That's not what they should be doing.
People want to push back on the Max Johnson thing. But Max Johnson, by the way, who almost lost his leg a year ago, had a brutal injury, was back, and when he came in and played, he settled everything down. It was just too little too late. Threw a touchdown to his brother, by the way. Isn't this the stuff Bill Belichick loves? Why did he? I feel like he almost set the team up to fail not playing Max Johnson. And you get a kid from Southern Alabama going up against a Big 12 school? Or are they even in the Big 12 anymore? I don't even know. But dude, TCU was in the national championship game within the last 3 years. Sonny Dykes, dude, good coach. This kid Hoover, did you see the RPO? TCU's been putting out really good prospects to the NFL. Huge gap in talent. But my biggest takeaway is I'm not ready to give up on Bill yet. I still think North Carolina can win multiple games. They're on to Charlotte. But this is what I mean. On to Charlotte's embarrassing.
They have to smoke Charlotte this weekend. They played App State, I think, this weekend. Yeah, App State looked pretty good, yeah. So if you can't beat this Charlotte team with UNC, it's deep, deep trouble for Bill. Hey, Jordan on the sidelines. What a spectacle, though.
Oh, my God. By the way, for anybody, real quick, we got a second here?
Maybe they could have used her as offensive coordinator. We joked about it. Maybe they could have used her.
Maybe. For anybody that hates the Taylor Swift angle, the swangle, as we like to call it. For the people that hate seeing Taylor at Chiefs games, get over it. She's what Jordan wants to be Taylor Swift, and she will never be. Never, ever, ever. I couldn't take that last night. She wants to be Taylor Swift. I hate it. Ow! Never, ever, ever Taylor Swift. Ever! Whew. That was embarrassing as well. 617-779-0985. Let's get more into the Patriots. We're going to talk to Evan Lazar in the second hour as well from Patriots.com. Lifshatz will be doing betting later on as well. We'll take a quick break. No, we won't. We'll hit the headline here. We'll pause 10 seconds for station ID. I'm Joe Murray on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
From the Top Tier Tire Studios, WBZ FM and HD1. It's not just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5 The Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Essential Sports Hub headline. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, Red Sox have a 5-2 lead right now. Top of the sixth inning over at Fenway Park. Garrett Crochet has given up 2 home runs, but he is getting run support per usual. And this one, Red Sox making a bunch of moves. Dustin May is going to the bullpen. Peyton Tolley will start again on Friday. And tomorrow might be Kyle Anderson on the mound. Patriots getting ready for the Raiders this weekend. No Christian Gonzalez at practice today. I don't know word yet if he's going to play this weekend. In a new top 25 in college football, Ohio State, Penn State, LSU, Georgia, and Miami are the top 5. Headlines, they are brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety. I'm Joe Murray.
Boston's best sports talk. There's an app for that. Download the Sports Hub app for loads of stuff. Absolutely free. Connect with the shows, get podcasts, and more. Get it where you get your apps. Or at 985sportshub.com.
Definitely.
Would I rather be a 73-year-old man coaching college football or an NFL player dating a billionaire?
Yes.
That's a tough question, Joe.
I would rather be, but no, I just wanted to bring up that when I saw her with Randy Moss up there and with LT, all I could think of is how much she wanted to be T. She wanted to be Tay-Tay. She wants to be Tay-Tay.
Yeah, good to see LT and MJ show up for Bellichick.
Michael Jordan.
Jordan in
he
the
must
house.
have bet score first quarter and got out of there.
Tough to have a better 1-2 punch than LT and MJ, though, for a college.
We'll do that some other night. But, like, best football player, like, every time I search TikTok, I doom scroll. There's this guy who puts in the best players of, like, years or from the best players at schools. Who are the top 5 people out of North Carolina?
Yeah, I mean, that's
Jordan, LT.
Julius Peppers.
Julius Peppers, probably.
A million basketball players. Vince
Stoudemire,
Carter.
Vince Carter.
Rasheed Wallace, right?
Yep. There's a lot there.
A lot of them.
There's just a lot to pack in there. James Worthy, I didn't even. There's like so many others that we didn't even get to. Anyways, we're going to talk to Evan Lazar coming up in a little bit. I did want to just mention that today, Mike Vrabel talked about Stephon Diggs. Mentioned that his availability for the season opener, as of today, he'll be out there. Diggs projects to be at the top of the depth chart alongside Kayshon Boutte and Pop Douglas, and in the slot with Mac Hollins mixing in. So just wanted to bring that to the table. And Evan Lazar of Patriots.com, who'll be joining us in a little bit, mentioned that inside the building, the Patriots think highly of Pop Douglas. They can see him catching 80 to 90 balls this year. Even Julian Edelman gave insight on playing in Josh McDaniel's system. I'm hearing a lot of this one, Skaz. I like Pop Douglas, but the guy that was a 6th-round pick leading your team in receiving doesn't make me think that your team's going to be good. Like Kayshon Boutte, right? 6th-round pick, I like him. But if these are the 2 top receivers on the team, are you good? Like, we're not talking Jamar Chase and who's the other guy there? And what's up with giving up these home runs? Sorry, I'm reacting to Crochet blowing my run line tonight. What was I just saying?
Wide receivers, Joe. You're not a believer.
Boutte and Douglas? Can you stop? Stop it! Stop! Stephon Diggs is going to lead the team in receiving. He's the best receiver on the team. Stop it. No. I'm not doing this, Skess. I'm not biting the cheese on this one. I smell a rat. Feeding us Pop Douglas. I hope he has a good year. He's had 80 catches, right, already, or whatever. 60, 70. Whatever it is. Not buying it anymore. Hunter Henry and Steph Diggs are their best receivers. Pass catchers. And that's the way it is. So I can't read this stuff anymore. Because the Patriots will be meh if it's Booty and if it's Douglas. Not saying they're bad, but they're good complementary players who make plays. They're complementary. Hunter Henry, Diggs are players. They still need something a little bit better than them, but I'll take what we got at this point. But this whole Pop Douglas is going to be the number one receiver this year, I'm pushing back. It needs to be Stephon Diggs for the team to be successful. But maybe people are trying to temper our expectations. I'll pull up the phones here at 617-779-0985. Once again, we'll talk about Evan Lazar. He wrote an article today regarding Pop Douglas. I want to get his take on this because here we are a week before the game, and people are, I don't even know who their safeties are going to be. Like, what's going on there? A lot to talk about with Evan. But let's talk to Randy. He's in Providence. Hey, Randy.
Hey, how's it going, Joe?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm all right. I called to make a comment on the UNC game, but just off what you were just saying, of all fan bases, like, we should be the most to be like, yeah, we can believe in developing a late round pick. I mean, Julian Edelman, 6th or 7th round pick. Danny Amendola, Wes Welker, both undrafted. Like, those guys were our lead receivers in successful years. I don't think I'm not someone who would buy into, like, oh, they weren't drafted high, so they can't be our lead receiver on a Super Bowl winning team. I think we've learned that lesson over and over and over again.
Just real quick, though, that was with who?
Right, yeah. No, I mean, But.
Because when Tom Brady went to the Bucs, right, he had Mike Evans and Godwin and Gronk and, you know what I mean? And they won a championship.
Yeah.
So I just want to just make, apples to oranges when you're here and run the system and it's about you and you know the calls and the plays. It's a lot easier to mix those guys in. It's just that he also won with some of the top, receivers as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, we could go back to that 2001 through 2004 squad and run down their receiver names, and Tom Brady wasn't really Tom Brady yet, But, I mean, the point is that it can be done. Like, and of all fan bases to question that, ours should not be one that leads the way.
Randy, every week, you and I, we can do this, okay? We can look at it and say, hey, Joe, history says that they don't need it, but I will push back on it.
Fair enough. When I had called about the UNC game, and you guys were talking about Bellichick and the girlfriend there, and I imagine she's the one who set this up, at least in my head. But did you guys see the press conference afterwards? I mean, that was set up like they were anticipating a victory.
Who the hell has balloons at a press conference?
Someone who thinks they're going to win big.
Out on balloons. And was there a nice arch too, like a balloon arch, man?
Oh yeah. And it was all team colors. It was like I think it looked like stars to me. And it's like it was. I mean, it was a victory setup that they should have at very least turned down. Even if they had won, it wouldn't have been in good taste.
Nope, beating TCU, the Horned Frogs.
Yep.
Hey, you got to beat the next guy.
Hey, name to throw at you, by the way, for college. This past weekend, Denzel Boston, 6'4", wide receiver. We could be looking at him in the draft. I mean, we need a guy like that, an X receiver that can go up, get those contested catches. He went for about 100 yards and a touchdown this year. He plays for Washington.
I think we're good on Washington wide receivers.
I'm sorry. No, hey, listen, I'll take it. Denzel Boston. Yeah, he's number 12.
I just push back on but multiple things in that call.
Listen, we're pushing today. We're pushing.
The Patriots did not develop Danny Amendola or Wes Welker. They were at least in the league for 3 years before they stepped foot in New England.
Was on the Dolphins.
Yes, and Danny Amendola was on the Rams. And he was, 600 yards, 70 catches. Like,
Julian Edelman
you didn't develop them.
Had to play defense to stay on the team.
Yeah, you want to give Julian Edelman 15 years ago? Fine. That has absolutely nothing to do with.
He wasn't a wide receiver when he was. They were grooming him.
Yes,
but he played defense.
Also has absolutely nothing to do with...
David Givens was a late-round pick.
Sure, Joe. What year was that?
He was drafted in
what year?
one.
Yes, thank you. 20 years. Our intern wasn't even born yet.
That's
like
true. River.
That's what we're doing. Well, yeah, I remember 30 years ago they developed a wide receiver. Or I'm sorry, 15 years ago they turned an athletic quarterback into a wide receiver. So that means wide receivers they draft should work out. That's logical thinking there. I can get behind that.
The only wide receiver that I ever remember working out was Deion Branch.
Or
Who they got no contract.
Mitchell, that unfortunately
Malcolm Mitchell,
had the knee
1
injury.
year, done.
He was fine.
But they have missed.
Yes.
Constantly.
Yes.
Constantly. Bad.
You did not develop Danny Amendola and Wes Welker. They were good players that, guess what, got to play with the greatest quarterback to ever play the sport.
Wes Welker left, went to the Broncos. The Patriots signed Danny Amendola, but he stunk because he couldn't pick up the system. I remember that. That was a true story. Man, have they drafted any receiver that's like David Givens was a find. He played at Notre Dame and just he was great. But it was Deion Branch really opened things up.
I saw a stat that was I'm going to misquote it, but it was basically of the last 7 or 8 drafts, the Patriots wide receiver drafted by the Patriots that has the most fantasy points. So whatever, but that's yards, catches, all that stuff is Braxton Berrios.
That's right. I saw that.
He was never on the Patriots.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Dolphins?
Or Jets. He bounces between them both, I think.
Brian Hartline. Remember him? Played for the Dolphins.
Oh, yeah.
As well?
Offensive coordinator now.
I was going to say the Ohio State team. How about a crochet tonight, dude? Are we seriously, Scuzz? I mentioned this the last start. He wasn't great. Tonight he wasn't good at all. They're down 7-5 right now. The hell happened?
All right, Joe, here we go. This from Andrew Cooper, a football writer. The wide receivers drafted by the Patriots over the last 15 years with the most career fantasy points is Braxton Berrios. So that list is Braxton Berrios, 1, and then it is Demario Douglas, who, should pass that this year and be a decent player. And then it is a list of N'Keal Harry, Aaron Dobson, Kayshon Boutte, Tyquan Thornton, Malcolm Mitchell, Jalen Polk, Lee Smith, Josh Boyce, Taylor Price, Jeremy Ebert, and Javon Baker.
Vomit!
Woof.
Ralph! Well, anyways, the Red Sox are now tied at 7 again.
What a game.
Give him the wall he hit. We'll talk to Evan Lazar coming up next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
right, back here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. We'll talk to Evan Lazar coming up in a minute here, Patriots.com. Just wanted to give an update in the Red Sox game. It is tied at 7. Should have mentioned earlier that Roman Anthony left the game. He took a swing and his back tweaked. And I think he did something like this a couple of weeks ago. So just maybe it's precautionary, something to monitor. But the ball's flying out of the yard tonight as I just saw this man post on Twitter. His name is Evan Lazar. He works over at Patriots.com, and he joins us here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Evan, we're here, man. Week 1, real games. I just wanted to start just quickly. You wrote about wide receivers and the impact and maybe what some people think in the room of Pop Douglas. And Skaz and I were just going over some of the drafted wide receivers over the year, And, well, really the most productive one fantasy-wise was Braxton Berrios, and they had Malcolm Mitchell. But Here they are again now, relying on 6th-round picks like Booty and Bob Douglas. What are you hearing? Share a little bit about maybe how these guys are both progressing as late-round picks and, potentially could lead the team in receptions.
Yeah, Joe, and I would throw Efton Chisholm in that mix, too, as an undrafted guy. So a couple guys there that were end of the round or end of the draft type of guys. But I think the biggest thing that you see out of Pop, and Julian Edelman actually had the quote you're referencing that he gave me when I spoke to him about playing the slot receiver role specifically for Josh McDaniels. And that's the role right now that Pop Douglas has been in throughout training camp and will be come week 1 on Sunday against the Raiders. So it's a high volume role. We know that. And it really comes down to making smart decisions post-snap, reading out coverages and understanding when it's zone, when it's man, and where the soft spots in the coverages are going to be, and then being on the same page as the quarterback and seeing it through the same lens as Drake May. So that's how Julian Edelman is getting fitted for a red jacket for Patriots Hall of Fame here in a couple weeks. And hopefully Pop Douglas can get some pointers from him on that.
All right. Well, I mentioned the offense. They now have Efton Chisholm. Do you think anyone will be? What do you think the inactives will be as far as skill players for this week?
Yeah, I am kind of anticipating Chisholm to be inactive. We saw him on Monday in a scout team jersey during practice, and just the role that he's going to play is really behind. You could make the argument 3 guys, Stephon Diggs, Pop Douglas, and Kyle Williams all have some overlap there with Efton Chisholm, who also doesn't have a ton of special teams value. He's going to be a backup punt returner, but he's not going to cover kicks in terms of the special teams unit. So I would kind of expect Efton Chisholm to be the odd man out for the time being, but we've seen that script before too. Edelman was quick to mention himself in that way as well, sitting behind Welker. So we've seen this before with young receivers and are kind of in a logjam at a certain position.
All right, Evan, let's just talk about what happened on defense this week. Jabril Peppers out the door. What's your thought on it? And who will play safety or start at safety this year for the Patriots?
Well, to answer the first question, I think they're going to start with, or second question, I should say, Jalen Hawkins and Craig Woodson as their starting safeties. And then I do think Kyle Duggar will be heard from before the end of the season in a pretty big capacity. I don't know exactly where that's going to be in terms of the shuffle there, but I expect Kyle Duggar to have a role on this team still moving forward. And I think that's a big part of why Jabril Peppers isn't here, is that this staff and this scheme calls for safeties that are better in the passing game, that can cover the deep part of the field, that can range over the top from deep zones, or even play some man-to-man against tight ends and things like that as well. So just coverage players. I think they looked at it and said Kyle Duggar and Jabril Peppers are a little bit redundant. They're 2 guys that both play in the box, that are both better at near or at the line of scrimmage. And so do we really have a role at a large capacity for both of these guys? And if we only have playing time for one of them, how is the other going to feel about being well compensated, former captain in Jabril Peppers, and he's not really playing on Sundays? So I think they looked at it and said Duggar or Peppers, not Duggar and Peppers, and that's why you got the decision you got.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about a rookie and a special teamer being the starting safeties.
It's fair.
So I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know what to think about it. I need to see it. I do like the kid from Cal. And did you know they played together in college?
Yeah, briefly at the beginning. All these COVID guys, Joe, that were in college for like 5 or 6 years. So they did play briefly together. And I hear you. I think that there are some concerns there about playmaking at that position. I have some confidence that Woodson and Hawkins can be positionally sound, and they're going to be in the right spots, and they're going to maintain their zone integrity and all that good stuff that coaches, I'm sure, really like. But if you're looking for on-ball production, interceptions, pass breakups, tackles, those types of things, I don't know if that twosome is really going to produce that at the same level that Duggar and Peppers would have.
All right, we're talking to Evan Lazar, Patriots.com. Looks like the Patriots could be without Christian Gonzalez. Not at practice. Missed probably over 30-something days now. I mean, I don't see him playing this week. And really, when you look at it, I don't think they'll just throw him out there next week against Miami. I just wanted to get your opinion on the hamstring. Is it worse than we think, they think? And, well, I have to ask the question. We know what Sauce Gardner did a year ago. We know about the future contract. Like, could he be slow playing it as well?
There's a chance of that always with these guys, but we're still a year away from him being even extension eligible. So I just feel like there's a lot of hurdles still to clear. We got to get to that point in his rookie contract, and then they have to start negotiating terms and like all that kind of stuff. So it seems a little premature maybe for Gonzalez, but Mike Vrabel seemed to stop himself short at the podium on Monday of saying that it's taken a little bit longer than expected, and then kind of went into an answer about how everybody heals at a different pace. So I do think that it's taken a little bit longer than they have expected, just based off of what everybody was saying at the time of the injury, the reporting, and then obviously what Vrabel has been saying. I'm not big concerned about it this week. I don't think the Raiders have a team that really has the outside receivers that scare you. Obviously, we know about Jacoby Myers, and he's a solid player, but he's more of an inside guy. And then Dante Thornton, their rookie from Tennessee, sounds like he's probably going to start at the X for them. So this is more of a slot receiver, tight end, running back offense than it is a true outside receiver offense. So maybe this week it's not the most important thing in the world for Gonzo to be out there, but certainly overall it's important for him to be out there for this team. And then, of course, next week against the Dolphins, you have two receivers that he would be very helpful against with Hill and Waddle. So I'm not concerned that he wouldn't be out there this week based off the matchup, but long term, it's obviously not great for the team.
All right, Evan, I got two scenarios, or I guess thoughts. One, the Marcus Jones captaincy. I'm smelling. Doesn't smell right to me. Is it a message to Gonzalez that this is the type of guy they like and want to play like? I don't know. Am I just over exaggerating and being a hot take Joe? And is there something there? Like, is this guy really a leader and a captain?
He's it took us all a little bit by surprise. I'm not going to lie. Like, I think it took him by surprise. He admitted it as such at his locker the other day when we were talking to him in the media scrums. And he seemed surprised and pretty, kind of excited and taken aback by the fact that he was named the captain. So I don't think he was expecting it either. But the one thing with Marcus Jones that I definitely see is his versatility and his attitude to really play on all three phases if called upon. And I think that's sort of the type of guy that Mike Vrabel gravitates towards, obviously himself being a guy that played in all three phases and that sort of thing as well. So I think there's some connection there between Vrabel as a player that played on both sides of the ball, Marcus Jones, who's a guy that's willing to do the same, and just the attitude that he brings on a daily basis. It's kind of funny because, along with just being surprised from a leadership standpoint, there were also conversations about Marcus Jones and Alex Austin battling for snaps at corner to begin with. So I don't know exactly what Marcus Jones's role week to week is going to look like. I think it could be different for every single week. So I'm interested to see how that kind of shakes out.
My other take was, did Westover move to 37 to make 87 available for when Rob Gronkowski retires as a Patriot?
That's possible. He put that out there. Gronk did, and hopefully, the Patriots will oblige there. But it's also interesting with Westover that they changed his position on the roster to fullback as well. So he's wearing a fullback number. He is now listed as a fullback on the Patriots official roster. So they look at him now as a pure fullback and not a tight end. Now they meet in the same meeting rooms and they work with the same position coach. So it's not a total departure from what he was doing. But at the same time, the Patriots now officially have a fullback, and you could be right. Maybe 87 is getting cleared for another reason.
All right, Evan Lazar, I know you'll have a big write-up on Patriots.com between the Raiders and the Patriots this year. Give me some of the things that the Patriots could target, what storylines you're looking for, and a prediction.
Well, I think the biggest thing to me is just how they're going to go about game planning opponents under Mike Vrabel. We knew with Bill Belichick they were always going to have something special in mind for Max Crosby or Brock Bowers, but we haven't seen this coaching staff do that yet here. So I'm just interested to see, a guy like Max Crosby last year with the way they handled things up front, they probably, Max Crosby probably takes over that game, right? And is a real disruptive force. So what can Josh McDaniels and Doug Marrone and Mike Vrabel do to take Max Crosby and mitigate him as much as they possibly can? Same thing with Bowers. I think that's really big for this staff moving forward, because they're going to have to coach like that to get some advantages that maybe the roster talent isn't going to afford them. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they game plan. I think that tight ends and running backs, specifically on the defensive side of the ball, have given them some problems in the joint practices over the summer. So how exactly they go about slowing down Bowers and Genty is at the top of my list. I do think the Raiders' defense in the secondary has some weaknesses. Their cornerback room is not exactly the best. I look at that slot position like we were talking about earlier. They have a safety right now, Jeremy Chin, playing the nickel. I think that's an advantage for the Patriots if that's the matchup against Pop Douglas. So I do see some things in the secondary if they can block it long enough that the Patriots can take advantage of, but they got to go out there and block it.
All right, prediction time. Patriots were 3.5-point favorites. It's gone down a little bit, and I think the Gonzalez news might get it into the 2s. Patriots have struggled at home. What do you have this week?
I'm going 23-20 Patriots. I'm going to take the Pats. I think this is a really tough game, though, Joe, to pick because you have two brand new coaching staffs on both sides of the ball. So, I've really no prior history to go off of. Like a guy like Chip Kelly, Joe, hasn't been in the NFL for 10 years, right? So you really don't know what's going to look like on either side of the ball from a coaching standpoint. But I trust the Patriots and their staff with Vrabel and Josh McDaniels a little bit more with those in-game adjustments. Like once the game declares, their ability to adjust on the fly and make sure that they're, putting the players in a position to succeed against what the Raiders are doing. I trust that Pat staff just a tiny bit more. So I'm going to take the Patriots there.
All right, everybody. He's Evan Lazar. Check out all his work this week, Patriots.com. I know you got the podcast. You're doing the game as well this week for Patriots.com?
Yeah, I'll be writing for the game this week, and we'll have our pre- and post-game show as well.
You got it. He's Evan Lazar, one of the best in the business. Evan, appreciate you, man. Enjoy the game. I'm glad football's back, bud.
Me too, Joe. Thanks for having me.
You got it. He's Evan Lazar, everybody. Check out all his work. He'll have a write-up this week. Does a nice job looking at both sides. Even though he works for the team website, he gives an opinion, and I like that about him. So he's always welcome on the night show. All right, we'll pause quickly. We'll get a headline here. We'll tell you what's going on over at Fenway Park. And something's going on with Roman Anthony. We have to talk about that coming up next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, Red Sox and Guardians tied at 7 right now in the 7th inning. Get it? 7. You should go to the lottery right now and bet 7s. That's what I would do. Well, it's been a lot of runs. Garrett Crochet, 6 innings, 9 hits, 7 earned tonight. Gave up 4 home runs on 81 pitches. They pulled them. Garrett Whitlock in the game now. But the Sox have battled back all night long. Ceddanne Raffaello, 2-run homer to tie the game at 7 after having multiple leads tonight. Sox are making plenty of moves. They're moving Dusty May to the bullpen. Kyle Anderson may potentially get the start tomorrow. Peyton Tolley could pitch on Friday against the Diamondbacks. Patriots gearing up for the Raiders. No Christian Gonzalez. The Bucks have agreed to terms with their standout left tackle Luke Goedeke. Goedeke? What's his name? Goedeke, right? The big tackle from the whatever. And the top 25, well, I'll give you the top 5. Number Number 1, Ohio State, Penn State, LSU, Georgia, and Miami. Headlines are brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss, a no-risk, all-reward path to real weight loss. If you're not happy with your results in the first week, get 100% off your money back. Awaken180weightloss.com. I'm Joe Murray. We'll talk to you shortly.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Baseball fans, enjoy Blue Moon Light this season. A light and refreshing citrus sweet beer from the Blue Moon Brewing Company. With only 95 calories, Blue Moon Light is brewed with real tangerine peel for a subtle sweetness and a smooth finish. Enjoy Blue Moon Light today.
Put a Reedsbury shed in the backyard this fall and don't pay it off till 2027 with 18-month 0% financing on every shed. Order this week and we guarantee delivery before Thanksgiving. But 0% financing ends Columbus Day, so stop in today or shop online at reedsbury.com. For a new shed this fall, make the call. 18 months, 0%. You got a good one. Reed's Ferry.
Plainridge Park Casino, where winning moments never end. Feel the rush as the jackpot alarm sounds. Bite into bliss at Wahlburgers. Witness a heart-pounding home run at our ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Experience exciting live harness racing and get lost in the music every weekend with no cover charge. Every moment is a winning moment at Plainridge Park Casino. Hope is here. Call 800-327-5050 or gamblinghelplinema.org. Must be 21 plus. Play it smart from the start. Live chat at GameSenseMA.com.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Tracks.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
In today's real estate industry, development success relies on precise, accurate, and timely information. Here at Feldman Geospatial, we excel in delivering the data, insight, and solutions that construction managers, engineers, and developers need to realize their most ambitious plan. No matter the project, Feldman Geospatial brings a unique combination of expertise to ensure your success. From subsurface to sky, quick, confident decisions start here. Feldman Geospatial shows you everything so that you can do anything. FeldmanGeo.com.
As much as I'd love to be, I'm the furthest thing from being a car guy. I feel like every time I take my car to the shop, be it for routine maintenance or repair, I feel like I'm at a disadvantage. That is until I went to Meineke. See, Meineke is doing car care right. Meineke is total car care.
BlueMoonProducts.com.
Quick, smelly.
It's Joe Murray on the Sports Hub.
Yeah, back here on 98.5 The Sports. A lot of pushback going on tonight. Push it. A lot of pushback going on in the baseball game tonight. One lead here, one lead there. Pushing the ball over the net. Or the wall, not the net. Roman Anthony has an oblique injury. It's being reported. Out on oblique injuries. Don't know what to do there. Don't know how to assess that one. Last guy you want going on the IL at this time of year. Not to mention Wilyer Abreu is still not running. So you know what that means, guess. You know what you already know. They're going to have to bring the password back up. Not a great first stint, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you did. Tough couple matches for the password there.
Got to hit. But I just want to let everybody know that if Roman's down and Wilyer Abreu's down, what does the outfield look like? Do you still go Rafaela, Duran, Refsnyder? Like, does the password get the nod? I mean, does Massa get a couple of nights out there?
That all that depth they had at outfield gone, just like that.
For real.
You hope this is just a 1 to 2 week thing.
Oblique is not good.
And I do believe you mentioned it earlier where he had some back tightness flare up on him earlier in the season, and it wasn't out for long. But
he missed 2 games, right?
Now this is, a nagging injury. Like, this is something that we're going to have to watch.
Not good. I'm just trying to think of who else. Massa, Refsnyder. Hamilton could play out there if they had to, right?
No, thank you. He's fine at second. Anywhere else, no thanks.
Is there anybody else?
Nate Eaton?
Oh, yeah, Nate Eaton. He can play there.
Remember he dented the ladder?
He had 3 hits the other night. So, by the way, I find nothing about his game good, but yet he had 3 hits. There's nothing I like about Nate Eaton. I don't know who he is, where he came from.
Sure, he's a great guy.
I'm sure he is. No, I'm saying I'm complimenting him because he does nothing that looks good to me. He's the fastest guy on the team, though, right? From what I heard, or he has he's impact legs, high percentage runner. High percentage runner there, from what I gather. But he didn't want to go up against an impact arm. Anyways, I just wanted to bring that to the table. As the Red Sox are tied at 7 right now in the top of the 8th inning against Cleveland. And Justin Slayton's in the game.
Your guy, Dustin May, there, getting sent to the bullpen.
Sucks. Done.
Would you rather him or Jordan Hicks coming out of the bullpen in a tie game?
Dustin May.
I'm with you there.
Or what if I added Walker Buehler to the mix?
Dustin May, I think, which is a terrifying thing to say, but it's kind of where we're at. Walker Buehler was not good, but old friend, Joe, Dave Dombrowski, scooped him right up.
Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom. All right, well, you know what we have now, right? In or out? We have a new intern. Do you know what in or out is? In or out? Okay, cool. His name's River. No S. Named after a river.
Any river you want.
Any river. So in or out, coming up next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
What's it gonna be, McFly? Are you in or out?
You're listening.
Are you in or out? Gotta know without a doubt. I'm the one you need for a dirty deed. I'm the best. Success. We're here. In or out? What's it going to be, McFly? Are you in or out? Oh, this was there singing Sweet Caroline. Out. Let's go, Scaz. What do we got tonight?
All right, Joe. September 2nd, we are here. Week 1 of the NFL season is upon us, Joe. And with that, let's start with an NFL one. Depth charts came out today. A lot of depth chart talk around the league. Well, Joe, Travion Henderson listed as the 3rd running back on the Patriots depth chart. Are you in or out?
Out. It doesn't matter at all. They put guys third. Out. I hate this. Who cares about unofficial depth charts? Out.
I'm right there with you, Joe. Right there with you. Couldn't get me to care about that one. But Joe, sticking with football, we mentioned it earlier in the show. Old friend Bill Belichick down at UNC. Tough one for him last night. Joe Murray, are you in or out on Bill not finishing the season at UNC?
I think they progress, battle for the ACC championship game. You know, Clemson, Florida. We've seen a couple of teams now come out of there. I still think they're going to battle it out. They'll make a bowl, and I think that they'll trend in the right direction towards the end of the year. And the question is, would Bill be back? Can he recruit? Does this hurt his recruiting, right? You know what? Someone asked me this last night. I don't have kids, but would you want your kid to play for Bill Belichick?
I mean, on the surface.
Right now, like today, like what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, probably not because of the circus around him now.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to say, yes, it's Bill Belichick, of course, but when bird's eye view, there's a lot of not football going on around Bill Belichick right now.
And what if you go there, you get a commitment, you get some loyalty, and then Bill moves on, and then they're like, hey, we're getting rid of your scholarship.
Yeah, we're going to hire Brian Belichick.
Yeah. Or Steve, or whatever.
Or Mike Lombardi's the new head coach.
Oh, my God, out.
Freddie Kitchens is the new head coach.
Listen, I like the hype. I like what's going on in North Carolina. I always wanted them to be a football school too, you know? There's a lot going on there, and, there are a lot of freshmen. Did you see the 6'9" left tackle? They couldn't play tackle.
Too big, too tall.
They got a lot of recruits, but they all can't play, though. Next.
All right, Joe, sticking with football. This one was just texted to me a moment ago, but Yahoo Sports has the story. Nick Sirianni says the Eagles will not be on the field when they raise their Super Bowl banner ahead of the season opener versus the Cowboys, emphasizing team focus on the new season and not the past. Joe Murray, are you in or out on the Eagles not being on the field when they raise their Super Bowl banner?
Out. You let them celebrate, and then you move on. That's a closure moment.
Wicked hardo move.
You serious? That's serious?
Yahoo Sports has it, yeah. I'm seeing other reports as well.
I can understand something sad not coming out, right?
Hardo move.
Out. Let's see how it works. Ooh, maybe they'll impact the betting line.
All right, Joe, on to the important stuff. Butterfinger, our friends over at Butterfinger, have announced a new marshmallow-coated candy bar along with salted caramel. It's their second new flavor this year. Joe Murray, are you in or out on a marshmallow-coated Butterfinger?
So it's still a Butterfinger. It just has marshmallow under the chocolate and before the...
I believe it's like a marshmallow coating on the outside.
In.
It's wrapped in marshmallow.
Done. In.
You're a marshmallow guy?
I love Christmas marshmallow. Like, those little, like...
What does that mean?
Those little Santas made of marshmallow.
Do you like fluff?
Love fluff. Throw it in my hot chocolate all the time. It's funny. Whenever you ever get an ice cream and you all of a sudden you taste marshmallow, you're like, hey, there's marshmallow in here. It's not really something I go out of my way for.
No, marshmallow's just okay in my book.
But I think a Butterfinger does need a little tweak. It's so simple. Like a Hershey bar is simple and perfect. You don't mess with a Hershey bar.
No.
Butterfinger? Why not a little marshmallow on the top? Maybe a cherry red flavor.
All right, Joe, from Butterfinger to KFC. KFC is collaborating with a candy company to release jelly beans. They will be called the Colonel's Favorite Jelly Beans. They will be fried chicken, corn, and gravy flavored jelly beans. Joe Murray, are you in or out on KFC jelly beans?
So I'm out. But I have to try them.
I think you could sell me on the fried chicken and the gravy being pretty good. I can't buy into a sweet corn jelly bean, I don't think.
I need to try it.
This is a project for one.
Street Team Joe.
Street Team Joe.
I'm out. I don't want to mix my candy with my fried chicken. Right? It's not something I want to do.
I think I can co-sign that one, yeah. The two separates, you know.
When I eat fried chicken, I want grease, biscuits, mashed potatoes.
Some gravy, yeah.
Yes, I want the glutton. When I candy, I want the sugar. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be gluttonous and sweet. Maybe we'll bookmark that for one night with Street Team Joe.
In on that. All right, Joe, Paramount has announced a Call of Duty movie is officially in the works. Joe Murray, are you in or out on a Call of Duty movie?
I'd be in, because I never really have played the game, but I've watched people play the game, and I've watched people play the game on YouTube, and people who watch people playing the game. So I want to understand it. So I'm in. I actually think it would be something for people who played it so much. Why not watch the movie because you know about it, right? So it's kind of like you're following along, knowing the storyline already. In.
All right, Joe, we're going to wrap up with a few wrestling in or outs I've seen around Twitter today. WWE highlights could now be featured as part of SportsCenter packages, SportsCenter highlight packages. Joe Murray, are you in or out on WWE highlights being shown during SportsCenter?
I'm in. Just remember, though, this is them getting into bed with each other. So, some people aren't going to like this.
Yeah, I don't know how Finebomb's audience is going to feel about, John Cena highlights on SportsCenter.
The other thing is I follow wrestling for the storylines, right? People say they read Playboy for the articles. You know what I mean? I really do watch wrestling for the storylines. They're going to get a bump here with the John Cena over the next 6 months or 3 months, whatever it is. Roman Reigns is injured again. Maybe it's kayfabe. I don't know.
Some wild John Cena news.
Seth Rollins and his wife. It's getting a little interesting there. Becky Lynch. I'm not sure the average fan will like it, but I'm in on
it. She's not a fan of CM Punk, I think I saw this weekend. Is that correct? Becky Lynch was
slapping him.
That's what I did. I did see that.
Guess where SmackDown is this Friday?
Chicago.
Guess where CM Punk and his wife live?
Guess where I'll be on Friday, Joe?
Chicago.
Not for that reason, but yes, I will not be at SmackDown. But
CM Punk's wife is AJ Lee, and AJ Lee was a women's champion wrestler. She's been retired, too, for a very long time. And let's just say that, this is setting up to be a little bit of a lover's quarrel.
Well, Joe, talk about a lead-in. Our next in or out. Fightful is reporting that WWE sources indicate that AJ Lee is set to return to the company. Joe Murray, are you in or out on the return of AJ Lee?
In. But she's married to CM Punk. But, dude, she used to be, crazy. No. You know how, there's, real crazy? They got it in the eyes? Like Jordan's got it in her eyes,
I would co-sign that one. Respectfully.
But it was kayfabe. It was, part of her gimmick. Can she do that craziness married to CM Punk and openly married? You know what I'm saying? Before it was there was always the mystery to her. That's what made AJ Lee for me. She also walks carefree. I haven't seen her in so long. I don't know. She's beautiful. Very easy on the eyes. But a great wrestler, guys. Listen, hot take, Becky Lynch is fading. She's the man. Becky, 2 belts. Her husband's winning everything. She was in Happy Gilmore, too.
Who is her husband?
Seth Rollins.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is, when is it too much? Like I don't know. Like, who else can she even, like, who can, this is what I mean. They have to bring back old talent, Skess. Old talent to compete with some of their guys they have now to make them, like, relevant. Like, Nikki Bella and Becky Lynch was horrible this week.
Horrible. All right, Joe. Well, I don't know if this is older talent, but we'll wrap up with this one tonight. Another wrestling thing I saw on Twitter today. This from Wrestle Ops via Chris Van Valet or something. Kelly confirms she has signed a Legends deal with WWE. Joe Murray, are you in or out on Kelly signing a Legends deal?
I don't know much about Legends deals, but it sounds like when you sign a Legends deal, you get a salary forever. But they can use your image and likeness to make wrestling figures and stuff like that. So, yes, at the end of my career, if 98.5 wants to give me a Legends deal, hey, Joe, can you just come in and, like, talk, food for a day? Okay, cool.
So I just Googled Kelly. Is she Barbie Blank or is she Kelly?
Kelly.
Okay.
But she's got legs. That's kind of her thing.
Oh, so her real name is Barbie Blank. I gotcha.
But she goes by Kelly.
I don't know. I can't trust someone with two first names. Joe.
I actually know a Kelly. Like, for real. Married Kelly. Nice person. Anything else?
Joe, that is going to wrap up a Tuesday night edition of In or Out.
Okay. I was told Lifshatz will be in the building. And I was told that the Red Sox are now winning by 2 runs.
Things are coming up, Joe.
Let's go to the headline here. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
From the Telstra Tire Studios, it's not just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5 The Sports Hub. Paisley Media Group Station. Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, Red Sox just went up 9-7 after a Jarren Duran hit again. Sox battle back all night. It was 4-1, 5-1, 4-4. Yeah, another hit into the gap. 1 run scores. 2 run scores. Here's another slide into second. Bam! 11-7 lead. Am I doing the wave right? What is this how they do it? There we go. I wish we could get a camera on River back there doing it. Anyways, do we need anything else? That's all we need. Headlines, they are brought to you by Eastern Mass's leader in drain cleaning and pipe blending. Drains by James. Slow Clean. A slow drain, clogged drain. You need to contact Drains by James today at drainsbyjames.com. I'm Joe Murray.
Here we go.
Boom.
I win.
Boom.
Yeah. It's a buddy.
We've got a passion for Boston sports.
Get angry.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
We'll be in studio. We'll recap. We won't even recap. We'll get into week 1 of the NFL betting lines. I know Dan and the Boston Sports Handicappers crew did a look ahead, I believe, which all the lines. So the lines have been released in the college. And let's get into it. We'll do it next segment here on 98.5 The Sports. I just wanted to bring up quickly the Jabril Peppers release. He tweeted out, going on 9 years in the league. I've had 7 head coaches, 6 defensive coordinators. There is no scheme you can place me in where I won't find a way to be effective. Kyle Duggar says, it's definitely shocking. I'm just wishing the best for him at the end of the day. Played a lot of ball together. Checking in and following up with him to see how things shake out. I'm glad we had time to play together, and he enjoyed that. Drake May, the 2 sides. There's 2 sides to it. You care about the person, the relationship that you have with Pep. You know what they're trying to do. It's best for football and this year's team. I'm telling you guys right now, having a rookie and a special teamer back there, I don't like it. I don't care. I don't care who you are. If this was the Eagles and they had a rookie back there and they had a veteran that was a special teamer back there, I would hate it. If this was the Chiefs, if this was some other playoff team, Bengals, you name it, I hate the idea that they're going to be without Christian Gonzalez and 2 starting safeties back there. Like, nothing could go wrong, right? Geno Smith could do nothing to a rookie in his first game back there, right? Like, what's going on here? I'm more talking about this as like temper expectations. The Patriots' biggest problem was stopping the run last year. That was their biggest issue. Well, now they got Robert Spillane and other guys in there where maybe it's going to be a little bit better. But you mean to tell me that teams aren't going to try to throw over the top on these guys or have tight ends over the middle? And do I have to remind you that Brock Bowers? How did he do last year's guest? Brock Bowers, was he good?
I believe he set some records, Joe.
Who the hell's going to cover him? Are you going to put the Carlton Davis on him? Is that what you're going to do? You're going to do the old man-to-man Carlton Davis, Akeem Talib thing? Like, I get it. If you don't have Christian Gonzalez for a week, well, it's probably going to be 2 weeks because he won't play against Miami. But, just Brock Bowers, one of the best tight ends in the league. Don't worry about it. Ripping through the safeties of the Patriots. I do not like the way they're set up back there. I don't like it. And I'm not just going to sit here and be like, they're going to be fine. Because I can't. Listen, here's a couple. I mentioned this with Evan Lazar. Woodson and Jalen Hawkins played together at Cal. One was a senior. They actually have so maybe they have a little bit of chemistry there. But it's the kid's first game in the NFL, going up against a Chip Kelly offense with Brock Bowers, Geno Smith, Pete Carroll, Jalen Hawkins. Besides him, I don't know, making a couple of plays on special teams. What do you know about him? Played for the Bengals? That's all I know about him. That's the safety crew back there? I don't feel good about it. Oh, and no Christian Gonzalez. Great. And then you just released Jabril Peppers. Why? It's just, I don't like it. Oh, how about next week when Tua Tagovailoa, who they've never beat, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and this guy and that guy. These safeties? Oh, no. I don't feel good about it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it one bit. I don't like it. I think they can get exposed back there. Exposed. I can't remember a time where the Patriots have not had a strong safety group. I'm trying to think. Devin McCourty was always with somebody, right? Before him, it was Eugene Wilson and Rodney Harrison and Lawyer Malloy and all these guys. This might be the worst opening day safeties I can remember of my existence. Willie Clay played for the Patriots years ago in 1996. I'm just trying to think of other safeties. They've had someone always back there. Willie Clay, Lawyer Malloy, Rodney Harrison, Devin McCourty. Great. I love the fact they're playing a rookie back there and they have confidence in him.
Yeah, in 23, the year after McCourty retired, it was Peppers, Mills, and Duggar.
All right, fine. Jalen Mills been in the league, but at least he played with the Eagles, right? Won a Super Bowl with them. This is worse. This is worse than that, Skess. On paper right now. We got to see it. And again, I know there's listeners that are like, well, Joe, you haven't even seen him play yet. I don't like a rookie back there. Oh, we're going to see Skula back there? Skula. What do they call that package? The Texas package? Who created that? Was that Gerard Mayo?
That was Stretch. No, I know.
Oh, did you see this?
I'm just giving.
I put another Stretch article in the.
Yes, more Stretch.
Might save that one.
Yeah, Stretch appeal. It's everywhere.
We got to save contents, guys.
It's taking the region by storm.
I know Lifshatz is coming up in a minute here, so we probably won't get to this. The Araldis Chapman extension. I think they got in on this one pretty good.
There is a piece of audio that I do think we should play in relation to this. Not really to the extension, but to Chapman's year this year. We could get to it later.
You mean someone saved the season? Someone honestly, saved the career?
So yes, and
is that the audio you're talking about?
Yes, okay. It's so simple.
Yeah, we'll save that for later.
It's almost dumbfounding how simple it is, but credit where credit's due, I guess.
Yeah, good call on that one. We'll play it later for you, but there's an unsung hero on the Red Sox this year. An unlikely unsung hero.
Good way to put it.
Just quickly, though, Carlos Narvaez on Araldis Chapman. I'm glad I'm catching him and not facing him. But Chapman, 1.00 ERA. If he throws 5 more innings without giving up a run, he'll have the lowest ERA of any relief pitcher in Red Sox history. And may I remind you that he is on the mound right now in an 11-7 game.
No, it's Bernardino's.
Oh, whatever. It could be him. It could be anybody out there right now. Jonathan Papelbon has the record, 0.92. He's gone 46 straight batters without giving up a hit.
Doesn't it feel like Koji should have, like the way Koji pitched, I would have guessed it was him over Papelbon.
Again, our old producer, Josh Deering, always gives me crap about my Papelbon takes. I just would like to let people know that Jonathan Papelbon was absolutely filthy dominant. Filthy dominant. We see the clown, right, that he is, and then he went on to the Phillies.
Yes, massive tool, but very good pitcher when he was here.
He should have been a starter and a massive starter, and instead he became what they needed as a closer. Like, in a way, I think Papelbon could have been an incredible starter. I really do. And I know we're not going back there. We're not doing that right now.
Yeah, save that one for next summer.
Yes. Put that, I'm just going to hang that one up for now. We need a folder for that. Like, we'll do this one on this date.
Guys that could have been.
No, but for real, though, I asked you this question the other night, Skaz. Best closer the Red Sox had. Kimbrel, Chapman, Jensen.
Kimbrel, Chapman, Jensen, I would go Chapman. Kimbrel was scary at times. He walked a lot of guys, and I know Chapman used to do that, but he hasn't this year.
Career? Forget about Red Sox.
Chapman's a Hall of Famer. I think. I mean, maybe off the field stuff hurts him, but and it should. Kimbrel is fringe. Jansen's a Hall of Famer. Kenley Jansen.
Jansen. I don't know why I keep doing that. He's getting up there in saves now. And really, he's a great story because he used to be a catcher, right? And I don't know, man. Chapman going back to those Reds days, dude.
Kenley Jansen and Craig Kimbrel are 4th and 5th all time in saves. Aroldis Chapman is 13th.
The only thing with Chapman was he was a setup man for many years. Didn't he set up guys? But something changed his career. What was that? I guess you'll have to find out later on the show. How about this? The Red Sox win tonight 11-7, everybody. That's good, huh? Jason's in Derry, New Hampshire. Hey, Jason.
Yeah, I got 2 issues. The first one is with both of you, Skaz and Joe, on the in or out. You guys really had beef with the Eagles not going out for the banner raising?
Mm-hmm.
Joe, you mentioned that, give them a chance to celebrate. They got pads on. They got Super Bowl rings. They won the game. There's nothing to celebrate. The celebrating's over.
Okay.
And then the second thing, Joe, your takes on the arts, both music and film, dude, they're suspect at best. Even if Ice Cube is a friend of the program, Anaconda is trash. And then you gave Nick Nolte some props for Blue Chips, also a trash movie. And then this one might be the worst, Joe. Way back you said this, White Stripes don't belong in the Hall of Fame. That is ridiculous, Joe. You're suspect.
What a call.
That's just your opinion, man.
Imagine feeling that strongly about anything.
So I would like to teach River something. River, he's our new intern. That guy just doesn't like my takes. But guess what?
I like that call.
No, it's cool.
I did like the call.
I like the call. No pushback, right?
I mean, we can push back if we want. It's Pushback Tuesday.
I just would like to let you know that it's okay if someone doesn't like my opinions. You know what it does, though? It gets them to call. They also used my line on me.
I also don't think we were asking the Eagles to pop champagne on the sidelines or anything. I just think it's kind of a hardo move to not let your team see the banner be raised.
The Eagles one, I'm not going to let him slide. Sorry. Anaconda, good movie. And Ice Cube is a friend of the program.
I thought you were going to hang up on him after his Blue Chips take.
Blue Chips is phenomenal. It literally taught you how about, recruiting and friends of the program, right? And Nick Nolte cheated and then owned it up. Neon Bedeau still went to the NBA. They all Butch McRae. I don't think the other guy did, though, from Indiana, who wanted the duffel bag worth of money. Ricky Rowe. And then Tony failed TV. So I guess that's on Nick Nolte, right? I guess. What was the last one he said that he didn't like? My food takes?
The White Stripes in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
you felt strongly
about?
Give
me 5 White Stripes songs. Waiting.
I like Jack White. I don't really know. I don't know the White Stripes that well.
Boom, 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 boom. That's for Dan Lifshatz, who's joining us next on the Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
Handicappers Network. How'd you guys do last week?
We did not. We lost. We did not do well. I will tell you, I personally probably had the best week of the three of us. It will definitely not continue that way, no doubt about it. But Jules had too many parlays. Loved Alabama. Loved all the, and I was against that stuff. And Chris loved Baylor. Didn't go well. I like Baylor too, honestly.
Auburn's quarterback looked pretty good. I got to admit that one.
I still don't believe in him.
Yeah,
it was one game. I still don't believe in him. I didn't see enough. Now he's super physical. I like the mobility aspect of him and the way that they utilized him offensively. I think Hugh Freeze did a good job with him. I just don't believe in him long term in a SEC type game. Like, I think he's going to be a disaster in those type of games. Like, put him up against the Texas defensive line, I think he gets eaten alive, those type of things.
Couple of things this week. All right. By the way, Matt Patricia did a hell of a job.
Yeah.
It really, like, we can say whatever we want. That was awesome.
Hell of a job is underselling it. He dominated Steve Sarkisian. And Sark is very, widely accepted, and I don't agree with it, but widely accepted by college football fans as the best play caller in football. He got pantsed, dismantled, looked like a effing moron at times. I don't know what happened in that game. I mean, there's some rumors out there, Joe, that Arch is hurt, and the throwing motion did look a little bit different. I'm an Ohio State guy. I'm an Ohio State fan, so obviously I'm going to be a little biased here. But I'll give Arch the benefit of the doubt. That being said, Patricia basically taking a brand new defensive line and then basically using Caleb Downs the way he did, I thought was rocket scientist-like. I thought he was phenomenal in that game. And if he's going to continue on that trend, Joe, Ohio State is going to be, once again, the best team in the country because Julian Sain didn't even have to do that much, and he was accurate.
Yeah.
I didn't think, again, he wasn't great because they didn't let him do that much, but he was accurate when they needed him to, and when he needed to be. And pretty much every single throw I looked at him and was like, that was a good throw. Good throw. Good throw. That's where you want it. Like, he looked pretty good to me. So I'm interested in what happens when they start letting him do more.
Was there a team that impressed you the most?
Ooh, this week?
Mine was LSU. And I told you, Nussmeier is my guy. I have him for the Heisman.
Yep.
I just thought that they had some big boys at receiver. Like, their running game looked good. Their defense wasn't, should I be surprised at one of the top 5 teams in the country? Probably not. But Georgia Tech's another team. I kind of liked what I saw from them.
Okay. I was a lot more down on Georgia Tech than you were. Terrible first half, sloppy mistakes. I think they had 3 turnovers.
Quarterback was a little out of shape, I think.
King
wasn't ready. I like King, though.
I don't think the team was ready. I don't think they were coach ready. I don't think Pride did a good job getting them ready for that game. The team that impressed me the most, Joe, was the team that I have the biggest win total on this year, and that's Florida State. They dominated that game. Don't let the scoreline, change any opinions on that. That was the correct score of the game. There were times in the second half you're like, oh, here comes Florida, but immediately the Gus Malzahn offense, Thomas Castellanos, who, by the way, Joe, can we now admit that Bill O'Brien maybe doesn't know what he's doing? Maybe doesn't know what he's doing.
Say it louder, Dan.
Bill O'Brien, dumb effing moron. Doesn't know what he's doing. This is the same thing. We've been saying it for a long time, Joe. I've been telling you. I don't think he's a good football coach.
We'll find out.
And Castellanos basically pants what's widely considered the number 1 defense outside of Penn State, but it's arguable. College football.
Alabama's probably done. They're probably.
I wouldn't go that far.
Listen,
that's a stretch.
Let's just talk about the body of work from Alabama the last couple of years.
Sure.
No Nick Saban, they're worse.
No doubt. Yeah.
Does that talked about enough?
Yeah, I mean, the Alabama fans absolutely want a new.
We got one later. Legend. I don't know if you heard from Legend today.
I've not.
He called Paul Fomba. Well, we'll have that later in the show.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, no, I mean, they want him out. They want him out. I mean, I don't blame.
There's already odds on the next coach. Dabo should go there. That's my opinion.
See, the problem with Dabo is, and again, I think this is the big issue. Dabo can't survive in the SEC if he doesn't utilize the transfer portal with the way it goes.
Would you leave Texas for them?
No. Hell no. No, that's too big of a job to leave there because he's got the job pretty much. If I'm Alabama, I'm looking for. See, I think that when they went out and replaced Saban, I think they did a decent job, and I think they grabbed the new hottest thing, right? I think you got to look for someone who's probably right in that established area, but you don't want, like, I think, like, I know this sounds crazy. Like, I think a coach like Pry, like someone who's on the come and at the same time, like, isn't too established and is going to give you maybe a different type of offensive mind and offensive brand of football. We know what they can do defensively. We know the money that they have in the program. And again, I'm not a big Brett Pry guy, but I'm just going to give you an example. Like, someone like that, where it's maybe not the biggest name in the world, but someone who can kind of has the potential to turn into that big name. I don't know, Joe. I still am not.
Tommy Reese is the favorite right now, followed by Glenn Schumann.
No,
Lane Kiffin 5-1.
Reese would be a disaster.
Deion Sanders 8-1.
See, again, those guys would all be an absolute disaster. They're not coaches. I mean, Deion basically lost Colorado the game. Like,
oh yeah, Brent Pry. Yeah, he's 5-1 on.
Okay, so yeah. Pry kind of makes some sense to me. Like, he's still somewhat under the radar. You know, it would be really good, and I think this is a good one. Dan Lanning. It was like makes a lot of sense.
And I wanted him for the Pats last year.
Okay, so Lanning's the type of guy. He gets his guys motivated. He takes shots in the media.
John Gruden.
Nah, I mean, again,
coaches going from the.
I don't. I mean, didn't we just see that last night? Like, you know what I mean?
Hey, all right, let's get in. Sure. To me, my only take is, after watching it, I know it was going to take time. I knew it was going to take time, but the fact that he took that job and stooped to that level, I don't like it.
I get it. Look, I get it. But I think he took the job, and I'll tell you this. I think he took the job because Robert basically screwed him out of the Falcons job. Like, let's call it out as that deal was done. There are a lot of people in Atlanta who have talked about that deal was being done. Robert calls Arthur Blank, and all of a sudden that deal is not done. They hire Raheem Morris. Now, I'm very high on the Falcons this year, but I think Raheem Morris is a dum-dum. So, you know, now, knowing what we know and what we saw last night, is it the right decision? Quite possibly. But I think he took the job, Joe, to trying to throw it in Robert's face a little bit and kind of turn UNC into this big program. And, hey, you know, I can turn anywhere into a winner, right? And kind of shove it in Robert's face. And unfortunately, the first two drives of that game, meaning the offense and the defense, not just the first two offensive drives, but the first offensive drive, flawless. They go right down the field, touchdown. Defensively, I thought they executed perfectly on that first defensive drive, Joe. Like, they were phenomenal in that drive. And then they get called, then they don't score on the second drive. They stop them on first down. They have a long second down. They have a very soft DPI call go against it. That was not DPI. Yep. I'm sorry. Like, if you think that's DPI, you're a soft little you-know-what, and you shouldn't be watching football. Not DPI. And then from there, it just unraveled, and it got worse and worse and worse and worse. And I do think the Sonny Dykes stuff, what he talked about, basically, he was like, well, it was only one team playing the game. Our guys felt disrespected. I think they did feel disrespected, and that was something that I probably didn't account for. I actually bet UNC a little bit, not a big bet, nothing serious, but I had a little bit of UNC last night. I had some under too, from some very good numbers on the under from the offseason. I think it closed like 54 and a half.
I
had 59 and a half and 60. Still losers. And I also took the second half under as well. So I went over 3 in that game, transparently. But yeah, I was wrong. I really thought Belichick would be able to be a big defensive mismatch for guys like Sonny Dykes, who, I'm sorry, Sonny Dykes is a fun, air raid, Big 12 coach. That guy's not a good college football coach. He's just not.
But SMU to TCU, and they were better though. No doubt about it.
It was not close. I mean, that game was not close. The second half line opened 3. I played -3 as well. But Hoover was great last night too. Made some pro throws.
Good RPO. Good running. They had a number 7 receiver was awesome.
They just didn't cover him. They just didn't cover him. But I mean, the stuff about Josh Hoover. Right?
I've heard
the furry stuff.
Oh yeah,
furry boy pulled a tail and pulled it. Put it in his what and. Yeah, he was very good last night. Very, very good.
Real quick, before we get to the headline here, Roman Anthony left tonight, oblique injury. Garrett Crochet has struggled. We got 2 minutes. What do you think?
I'm worried about the Roman Anthony injury. Very, very concerned about it. And Crochet, I think they'll probably. I'm assuming they're hoping to give him off the final couple of days and line him up for a playoff spot. I think he'll probably get like 10 days off, hopefully, and that'll sort him out. But who knows? Yeah, it's concerning. Obviously, no doubt about it.
Crochet has given up 30 hits in his last 30 innings, 8 home runs.
Yeah, I mean, again, obviously he's starting to wear down. But the question is, Joe, is he wearing down and he's kind of trying to save some stuff for the back end, or is he wearing down and there's no tread left on the tire? That's the real question, and I'm hoping there's still some tread there and he's saving his bullets for when it matters.
We'll find out. Not a good time, though.
No, it's
not a good time.
He's my ace in fantasy baseball in the second round of the playoffs. I'm not happy about that. What happens?
It's all about your fantasy team.
Of course. I mean, had to bring it up.
All right, NFL Week 1. Got any trends for us, Dan? Let's find out here. On the other side, we'll get you the headline. We'll tell you what happened with the Red Sox and what's the latest on Roman Anthony. We'll do that next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Red Sox 11-7 winners tonight. It was back and forth all night. Ceddanne Rafaela, though, tied the game at 7, and then they had a big 9. Week 1 of the NFL this week. We have a game on Thursday night. The season kicks off. The defending champion Philadelphia Eagles. Right now, 7.5-point favorites versus the Cowboys. Total 47.5. I mean, the banner raising, they're not going to let them see it. But do you think Dallas, with Dak Prescott back, a lot of question marks for me, but divisional game, Dan.
Yep.
That's what I look at.
Yep.
Might be too many points opening night.
Yeah, I think it is, especially against and I know everyone's overreacting to the Parsons deal, right? Like, how much is Parsons worth in the deal? I think this number is probably more like 8 across the board now, Joe. There was some, circa was 9 earlier today, some 8.5s out there, whatever. Yeah, I mean, like, divisional game, I think it's obviously going to be like the Cowboys offense, I think, this year is significantly underrated. Like, they added a guy in George Pickens. I know Pickens. Everyone thinks he's kind of like a one-trick pony. Put him with Lamb in that offense with Ferguson and a decent offensive line. I think the offense kind of hums this year. So I'm a little bit higher on the Cowboys than I think a lot of other people are, and I'm a little bit down on Philly. Not that they're bad or anything, but you just play a lot of games going in the Super Bowl, and you just kind of get worn down. And especially early on in the year, Joe, you kind of are a little bit rusty and a little bit less fresh than the other teams. And you kind of take a look back at the last couple of years outside of Kansas City, who just is, immaculate, whatever they do. Teams who have basically played, deep into the playoffs have struggled early on the next year. Not that I think Philly loses this game, but I think Dallas, too many points here, 8.5. I would think Dallas.
All right, moving on here. Chiefs-Chargers. My bet is the Chiefs will not make the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
They're 3-point favorites on the road. Home dog, Chargers, I like it.
It's in Brazil.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's in Brazil. I'm on the Chargers here. Again, I'll believe Kansas
Friday game, by the way.
Yeah, I don't love that either. But Rashee Rice, out for 6 weeks. I still think the Chargers, they gave this team fits last year. What has changed that all of a sudden they're not going to be able to do the same thing? I think they have a better running back this year in Omarion Hampton. I think a lot more explosive.
Do you think McDuffie could maybe not play as physical because he didn't get the extension, etc.? Sauce did it last year, but I know he's a champion.
I don't want to make that judgment too quickly. I'll say this: I think Kansas City way overvalued. Again, we know how the loser of the Super Bowl does the next year, almost every year, year in and year out. Like, how did San Fran look last year, guys? Like, it's one of the you get worn down, you don't win. I think it's just kind of one of those things that get worn down. They've been the one team with the exception to the rule. Let's see it. I bet LA. I bet the Chargers in this one.
Just before we get to the Pats, Giants Commanders. Like Commanders -6 divisional game.
Obviously, I think
Russell Wilson will play quarterback.
Yep. And again, I think it's the best quarterback they've had in New York in quite a while. I think they're probably being a little bit undervalued. I know a super sharp group just gave out their over wins over 5.5 the other day. I think that moved the market pretty heavily. Yeah, I'm pretty high on all 3 teams in the NFC East who aren't Philly. I think that division got marketably better. Each team got marketably better except for Philly, who I think kind of stayed pretty much the same. And so I do think that Philly's going to have some tougher games. I think the division's going to be more competitive this year. So no bet for me in this one. I would lean probably New York, but nothing for me.
I'm a little higher on the Cardinals than some others. Yeah. They're on the road 6.5 at the Saints, who have Spencer Rattler.
Nothing for me in this game. I have no idea what to expect from Arizona, and while I'm low on New Orleans, I still think these are the type of games that they can win versus, these middling NFC teams who have talent at times but are super inconsistent and get super inconsistent quarterback play. I would not be, chomping at the bit to play Arizona here.
Steelers-Jets. Steelers on the road, -3. Jets at home. Rodgers back for the Jets week 1.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super, super, super low on the Steelers this year. Everyone loves them. Aaron Rodgers looked done last year. Nothing is going to change what happened last year. He has, in my opinion, a worse offensive line, has worse offensive weapons. The running backs are, in my opinion, outside Caleb Johnson, worse. I just don't see why everyone's so excited about this team. Defensively, they're great, sure. The Jets were pretty decent defensively last year, too. I just don't see it. Under for me or nothing in this one.
Falcons-Bucks. The Falcons are one of the worst week 1 teams in, the last 10 years. I think they're somewhere around 2-8 against the spread, something like that.
Yep.
Bucks are 2.5 on the road.
Yeah.
They kind of strong. It's not a great. I don't know. I don't like that one.
I absolutely hate Tampa this year. Again, I'm out on Baker Mayfield. I think he was way worse than people think he was last year. I think Mike Evans made up for a lot of what happened last year. So I'm way down on this Tampa team in general. I know the left tackle is playing for them, Joe. I've heard that foot injury is really way worse than they think. I don't think he's going to be anywhere. Sorry, the knee injury, I said foot. Is going to be way worse than people think there. I think Tampa is going to be, in my opinion, if you're looking at a team in the NFC, you say, who is the team who could really just completely implode and be an absolute disaster? That's the team I would circle. There's a lot of issues there. There's some issues with Baker in the wide receiver room. The coaching staff, in my opinion, is pretty atrocious, and people are super high in this team. I just don't see. Third, maybe fourth in that division. Probably not behind the Saints, but I think there's a real chance they are an implosion team.
Wow.
I like Atlanta.
And Bowles could be on the hot seat.
Yep.
Bengals-Browns. The reason why I bring it up, we know about the Bengals' slow starts, but they played their guys all preseason.
Finally.
Numbers 5.5, 5 though.
Yeah, some places got
number.
to 5, 4.5. No play for me on this one.
If it's a 5, I'm out.
Yeah, no play for me here. Again lean Cincy, but I don't. Yeah, tough to know.
Colts, Dolphins. Dolphins on the road week 1, have the Patriots next week.
Everyone thinks the Dolphins suck. I don't know.
I don't either.
There's no one who thinks the Dolphins are good.
I have them finishing second in the division.
Yeah, me too. Outside of you and I think Chris, I don't think I've met a single human being who thinks the Dolphins might be halfway decent this year.
And I know McDaniel's on the hot seat, but it's probably a good thing, though.
Yeah,
right?
I think that is a good thing. I think the offense, again, is more explosive than it's ever been. Everyone is healthy. I think they've actually done a decent job replacing some depth in the tight end room, the running back room, the offensive line. I don't know. I kind of think that they're decent. Now, they have absolutely no secondary, so they're going to have to come up with a way to do that. But you're facing Danny Dimes week 1. It's not like someone's going to toss the football around on you all over the field. So, I like Miami. I probably won't get there with a big play on this one, but I would lean Miami.
All right, Patriots and Raiders. We know the number was a 3.5. It was 2.5 earlier today. It's 3 right now.
It's still 2.5.
Okay, I'm on DraftKings right now. Whatever. It's bouncing around, but I think they're waiting on the Christian Gonzalez news.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to play. If he does, he certainly won't be near 100%.
I hate the safeties that the Patriots are doing right now.
Yeah, me too.
Now, it sounds like Carlton Davis could go man on him, but it's still going to leave it open with all the other speed guys deep.
Either way, and I know if you take a look at the Geno dome stats, you take a look at Geno inside and outside of dome, the stats are just wildly different. That being said, Joe, I'll take the Raiders here. Again, I think the hype on the Patriots has reached ridiculous levels.
They suck at home.
Not only do they suck at home, again, the roster isn't good. They have no depth. It's just we're
Chip
just doing
Kelly
the same
or
thing.
Josh McDaniels?
Chip Kelly. It's not even a question. Chip Kelly, significantly better play caller. Significantly.
That's guess.
It's not close. Josh McDaniels is arguably one of the worst offensive coordinators in football.
Wow.
We're doing the same thing over and over and over again. It doesn't work. Tom Brady isn't here. Stop trying to do things, recreate the wheel without Tom Brady. It's not going to work. And, man, I hope Drake May is good. Did anyone watch Drake May during the preseason?
Turnovers.
Okay, bad turnover-worthy plays.
Balls, yeah.
Okay, here's another one that people really weren't taking. Wrong protection calls at the offensive line.
And that's a McDaniels thing. They
That's a
haven't doing
McDaniels
it
thing.
all.
Wrong protection calls in the offensive line. That's on him. So, yeah, concerning. By the way, is the offensive line any good for the Patriots at all? Do we know yet?
Gotta get into that tomorrow.
A lot of questions still on that one, too.
A lot of questions.
So, I just, there's a team who should be favored here. I made the game Raiders -1. I bet the Raiders in this one.
All right, let's just breeze through these. Titans, Cam Ward, first game at the Broncos, not a good spot.
Nothing for me. I want to, but everyone's going to pick them as their survivor pick, Joe. Everyone in the money and their mother's going to.
How about the 49ers at the Seahawks? I think the 49ers are going to be better than everyone thinks. Yep. I just wouldn't put my money on.
I lean them too. I haven't bet them. I would lean San Francisco, but yeah, I'd same feeling.
Are the Lions going to have some transition with the loss of all their coordinators?
I don't know. I don't want to know. I'm not even going to try and find out. I have nothing in this game except some props.
Jared Goff, the best week 1 quarterback over the last 10 years.
Yeah, he has been. That's great. Let's see what he does with the new offensive coordinator this year.
That's right.
He can't hold his hand. You know what I mean? Again, he may not be that guy anymore, but who knows? Well, we're going to have to find out.
C.J. Stroud goes on the road to the Rams. Stafford will play.
Yep.
Texans revamped their line. A lot going on there. That's a game I want to watch. A data point game, maybe. But in a way, like, the Rams have a lot invested this year.
Way down on them. Way
invested
down
there.
on them. Again, a lot of health issues. You're asking
Devontae
a lot of
Adams.
older guys to be healthy. You're relying a lot on Puka Nacua. You're hoping that Devontae Adams is the same guy. Offensive line kind of stinks. I don't love the defense. I bet Texans plus 3.5, and if that number pops back up because there's some threes again, I'll probably bet the Texans again.
Okay, and how about these? Ravens, Bills.
No idea. Absolutely no idea. I won't get involved again.
I like the Ravens, but again, this is a rematch of last year. They got those calls down the stretch. Buffalo at home. I hate that one. Vikings, Bears. How do you feel about your boy Caleb?
You know how I feel about him. That being said, I expect the Bears to be significantly better than people think this year. Everyone loves J.J. McCarthy. First road start in the NFL, and all of a sudden everyone just wants to bet this guy. I will gladly take the Bears getting points at home with, I think, an elite offensive coordinator, play caller, whatever you want to call him, because I know he's their head coach. But whatever. I'll take the Bears and Caleb Williams, which is gross, but I will, and I think they're going to be significantly better than people think this year.
All right, Dan.
One game you missed.
What?
Panthers-Jags. Grossest game on the board, probably.
I love the way the Panthers finished the year last year.
I'll say this, a very, very sharp service group, whatever you want to say, just played over Syndicate. Played over 46 minutes before I got in the air.
Duval.
I do not believe in the Jaguars this year. Still. I bought into it last year. Prove it to me. Show me that you can win football games, Liam Cohen or not. Liam Cohen sucked at Kentucky. I'm sorry. That's not exactly a guy I'm hitching my wagon to in the NFL. I want to see it.
All right, Dan, final minute. You guys got the Boston Handicappers Network?
Yep. Podcast coming tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
College football week 2, NFL week 1. All of the picks.
And you think this is a big week to bet the bounce back teams?
Yeah, I think there's some bounce back spots that are extremely valuable. I've already circled about 4 or 5. I, again, went back through everything. Week 1, my least profitable week in college football the last 5 years. Week 2, my most profitable week. And again, for a lot of people, trying to get a grasp on the transfer portal makes it more and more difficult. You know less and less every year early on. You know more and more as the year goes on. I think this is the best time of the year because you would now have a data point. And you also have some experience and seeing what these teams done with continuity. I think you're going to see a lot better results from the smarter people this week.
The chat, they have made a fantasy football league for the guys in the chat.
Yep.
The password's Lifshatz.
And that could go. That could either be terrible or they could either hate me or love me. And I'm okay.
I just saw the guys just throw it in there.
Love it.
Boston Handicappers Network, everybody. All right, Dan. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate you coming in here, giving your takes, saying something about furries. And you said somebody sucked. I told Scales to save it. Bill O'Brien. I wrote all that down.
Castellanos, did you watch him?
I can't believe it.
Dude, dominant. You want to know why? Because they knew how to utilize him and didn't expect him to be a pocket passer.
So they let him be an athlete?
They let him actually play the position he was designed to play for. He's not a drop back
because in college,
pocket quarterback.
The quarterback should be an athlete. Doesn't always have to be a thrower.
I agree.
That's why it's college football.
He doesn't need to drop back 50 times, Bill O'Brien.
There you go. All right, he's Dan Lifshatz, everybody. Check him out. The podcast drops tomorrow, Boston Handicappers Network.
By the way, one more thing.
Yeah.
Massive short move on Michigan State this week against your boy Bill O'Brien. Massive. 2 to 4, 4.5, whatever it is. A bunch of syndicate releases out there. Very, very sharp move against BC this week.
Well, I didn't even look what the line was for UNC, have you?
Yes, it was 21.5 as of Monday night. 21.5, current number 12.5 in market. A 9-point drop, and I mean, you know where I'm going to go, right?
You have to take the point.
I'm gonna bet UNC again. I'm gonna be the idiot who probably bets UNC again.
All right,
I'll either be a genius or an idiot in that one. There's no, I won't feel bad either way because I know it's a dumb bet.
Don't follow the steam.
No, I know it's a bad bet. So,
all right.
But I can't help it.
He's Dan Lifshatz, everybody. Boston Handicappers Network. Thank you for joining us this week, Dan. Thank you, sir.
See ya.
All right, we'll take a quick break here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Hello, Brian. Dumb effing moron.
just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Red Sox 11-7 winners tonight. Comeback win. Cedon Rafaela tied the game, and then Trevor Story and Jarren Duran RBI singles were the difference in this one. So they've won 2 in a row against Cleveland. They'll send Brendan Bernardino tomorrow as the opener. They were going to bring up Kyle Anderson. Still waiting on that one, but Peyton Tolley, he'll start on Friday. Garrett Crochet today, though, gave up 4 home runs. Not good. But the team still won the game. Patriots preparing for the Raiders this week. And, well, Ohio State, number 1, Penn State 2, LSU 3, Georgia 4, Miami 5. And the top 25 of college football headlines. They are brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss, a no-risk, all-rewards path to real weight loss. If you're not happy with your results in the first week, get 100% off your money back at Awaken180weightloss.com. I'm Joe Murray.
No matter where you go, you're always connected to Boston sports with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app. Download it wherever you get your apps today.
Thanks, bro.
It's good to know a guy.
You know, I tweeted out once about cable, and some guy hit me up from there.
You think that ever happens with Felger when he's ranting about his Apple TV and his apps and stuff? You think, Lucas Giolito or anyone ever reaches out to Felger?
But you know how we got to... Alabama football. Alabama! Whoa!
Oh.
The sophomore. Well, Paul Finebomb.
The bear.
God bless. Yes, the bear. Hildred. The bear. I'll never forget that. I will always remember the bear and Mildred. But I don't know if you have to listen to this one, Skaz, first. I don't know if there's beeps. You might. I'll talk for a little bit to let you hear that. But of course, he was in sports hell. Now, well, Mr. Legend is just pissed, and I can only imagine what people in Alabama are like. Think about this, people. Alabama football is huge. Like Auburn won this week. Alabama lost. Lifshatz and I just started looking at the next head coach. They played one game. You know what I mean? This is college football in that state is huge, enormous. And, Paul Finebomb, after a tough week, I got to admit, Finebomb has really just a great personality, lets the callers talk. Lets the callers be who they are. Does that sound familiar? I love to let the callers speak. I maybe sometimes let them let me go. So Finebomb, all he has to do is show up, open up the phone lines, and say, what were your thoughts from the weekend, everybody? Oh, I did love Lee Corso's final hit. The Ohio State. I also loved Kirk Herbstreit's dog calling plays in the production room. That also I liked. Did you notice the dog take a crap before the field goal kick for the Dr. Pepper field goal challenge or whatever? His dog took a crap right where they were kicking the field goals. And then when they were celebrating, I think someone stepped in the poop. A lot of poop going on. I'll save another poop story for tomorrow because, after Labor Day weekend, what do you get to talk about, though? Besides poop. Also, there's some weird things going on in baseball tonight. We'll get to those coming up in just a little bit. But I want you to hear this sound coming up. We're just making sure it's clear for radio first. One thing I did want to mention, the sports card business. Target says trading card sales could break $1 billion next year. Walmart reported a 200% spike fueled by Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, and sports cards. Collectors are chasing everything from 90s packs to the latest releases in Target and Walmart. Their sales are soaring, and they're close to $1 billion. So I just want to let everybody know that trading cards are huge. Today, I pulled some pretty nice immaculate boxes today with Card Vault in Boston. One of them I shared on my TikTok at Joey Murr. It was a Marcus Smart patch autograph with the Vista print patch. Now, I don't love Marcus Smart, but the card, sick. Just in case those people haven't had a chance to see it yet.
Would you like to hear from Legend, Joe?
Let's hear from Legends, yes.
A little long here, but I think the ending makes it worth it.
All right.
Hell no. We wasn't dead during Mike Shula. We wasn't dead during Mike DeBose. And we ain't dead now. We just sleeping a little bit. We just sleeping a little bit. We taking a nap, Paul. We taking a nap. Yeah, we ain't dead. Hell no. We ain't dead. We ain't dead at all. But, Paul, I'm not happy with this bunch, man. I'm not happy. I'm not happy with fans. I'm not happy with my football team. I'm not happy with my coach. You said something that everybody needs to hear. People with good common sense, and I consider myself one of them people, we know the difference between sports and reality. We don't wish nobody no harm. We don't want to see nobody hurt. Most of us don't want to see no trees poisoned. We understand this is an escape from reality. And I agree with Jim. Trey, you need to sit your ass down and shut up. We can say whatever the hell we want to about people making $10 million a year. I mean, come on, man. Don't you agree, Paul? I can say whatever the hell I want to. I worked my ass off today. I might have made $120. Don't you agree? I can say whatever the hell I want to about somebody that makes $10 million a year. Wouldn't you agree with that, brother?
Legend, if somebody told me we can't allow that, it would be my last day here.
Hell yeah, we can say whatever the hell we want to say, and I got a few things to say. You know, they say that a team takes on the personality of their coach. Well, our team is undisciplined and soft. And no doubt you, Coach DeBoer, are undisciplined and soft. You have come down here in the South. I don't know who told you, Coach DeBoer, that you can't confront players. Let me tell you something. If you confront them and they want to leave, tell their ass to hit the door. Alabama faking injuries, making jump shots behind offensive plays. What the hell kind of coaching staff have we brought down here to the greatest program in the whole damn world? I blame you, Greg Burns. I blame your ass. Got a coach up there talking about soul searching. Who are you, Jim Baker? Talking about soul searching. Well, I search my soul. We don't need to be doing no soul searching. We need to be doing some coach searching. That's what we need to be doing, baby.
Glorious.
Paul.
We don't get that here. We don't get that here. I told you I did 3 preseason football games. I think we got 1 call. What do you think on Sunday? You think the phone line's going to be pumping on Sunday?
Oh, yeah.
Win or lose?
Yes.
This one, yeah. Wait till McDaniel screws up. Oh,
McDaniel's revenge game, Joe.
You know, tomorrow I'd like to look at that a little bit. I want to look at the offensive line. And
I want to see his first game coached against the Colts after he left them at the altar. What does his offense do in that game?
Oh, yeah.
What did his first game in Denver when he came back that time?
Done.
That's what I'm interested in.
Okay. We'll look those up. Now this Bill Belichick coaching tree needs to avenge the coach, I think, at this point.
Well, that Bill O'Brien clip could be getting some run.
That's right. Birthdays today. Mark Harmon, 74 years old today.
Former quarterback.
Keanu Reeves, 61.
He's 61? That's surprising to me.
Selma Hayek, 59 years old. Oh, my God. She is just Adam Sandler's wife in Grown Ups. Allison Miller's 40 years old today. Some famous birthdays. Terry Bradshaw, 77. Lennox Lewis, 60 years old. Skaz. Eric Dickerson, 65 years old. Jimmy Connors, tennis pro, 73 years old. And Queen Lily Ooka Lalani, the last monarch of Hawaii. And, Captain Cook came in and wanted to steal all their pineapple lands. Anybody else?
Cat Williams' birthday today. Born on this day in 71. That's pretty much it, Joe. I think you got all the big ones. Not a loaded birthday day today.
Mark Harmon played quarterback?
I believe so. Thought so. Thought he was like a good football player, unless that's just a myth.
Brandon Ingram is 28, but he's still in his 20s.
He was UCLA's starting quarterback for 2 seasons, Mark Harmon.
Wow. I wonder if him and Bill Walton ever hung out.
He was, let's see. He's 7-2.
Well, Skaz, I have an apology to make tonight.
Oh, boy.
How many times, Joe, are you going to say Kyle Anderson instead of his actual name?
Kyle Harrison?
Which is Kyle Harrison.
Yeah, Kyle Anderson.
Love you, Joe. But come on, buddy. You're the night show on the biggest sports radio station in Boston, and you mispronounce or misreport things nightly.
I would say that's not accurate. I would say we mix up names at times. You know, Dougie Hamilton, David Hamilton, Mark Leiter Jr. It happens. It's not on purpose.
Unfortunately, I'm human.
Unfortunately.
Do you know that Skaz and I'm not trying to make excuses for us, Skaz, but you and I are on the same bathroom schedule?
We just like two ships in the night last break.
We realize this is a good time to get going, and then you go first, and then I go second.
The passing of the baton.
So for the people that want to get on that kind of stuff, just understand that, we don't have 3 producers. We don't. I screwed up. It's a mistake. I apologize. And I did it a lot tonight. Probably every headline. So thank you for calling me out. I'll make sure to say, who is Kyle Anderson? Is that a basketball player?
Yeah, 3-point shooter, kind of slower big
Played for
man.
the Spurs, Memphis.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So I mixed up Brandon Lau with Nathaniel Lowe and Kyle Harrison with Kyle Anderson. I mean, come on. I'm accountable. I'll do better. I'll be better.
Be better, Joe. Better.
I'm sorry, Big Ron. That's who called me out. Come on, Joe. All I can tell you is I'm human, and I make mistakes. Gotta go there. Never mind. I'll be accountable. I screwed up. Anything else you want to call me out for tonight, guys?
I got nothing, Joe. That one was slipping by me all night. So I'll take accountability as well. Jeremy Conley wouldn't let that happen.
He would not.
So we would have known if he was listening because he would have let us know.
He would have known. But unfortunately, I had to get the legend called ready.
Yeah, also, Kyle Harrison called up. He's not starting tomorrow.
Yeah,
see
what's up
that?
with that?
Brennan Bernardino is going to start tomorrow, who pitched the ninth tonight.
Yeah.
And we're going to get Dustin May in relief.
Hey, don't ask.
Yeah, what's going on?
Ask Big Ron.
Ask Big Ron.
What's Big Ron think? Well, I clicked on Big Ron's thing, and I don't want never mind. I'm not promoting Big Ron anymore. All right, Skaz, let's go to break. Hey, Roman Anthony spoke to the media. Let's. Wait, were you sniffing something out?
Well, I
didn't want to bury that.
You called the guy up, and now he's not starting. We were told
No. They officially didn't call him up today because they said they were going to do it tomorrow, and now they're not doing it. So in a way, they said they were going to, and now they're not. Who is supposed to pitch tomorrow? He wants to know too. Maybe he knew I screwed up. Maybe Lifshatz was calling me out. It was supposed to be Kyle Harrison. And now it's Brendan Bernardino who pitched the ninth tonight. Anyways. All right. We'll go to break. We'll hear from Roman Anthony next on the Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
No, felt it today on the check swing. The pitch before, I swung and missed for a strikeout, and just pretty sudden.
What's your concern level right now?
I'm not really sure. I'll see tomorrow after the MRI.
Have you ever experienced oblique issues before?
No, I have not.
In terms of severity, is this different than, you got scratched for the lower back earlier in the season? Is this comparable in terms of discomfort, or is it pretty clearly separate?
Yeah, this is definitely worse in terms of the way it feels. But, that's right now, and I just, again, have to reevaluate where I'm at tomorrow and see where we are when the MRI comes back.
At least a 10-day IL, probably.
I don't know. I wish I knew. I haven't dealt with something like this before, so I'd be lying if I said I knew. But again, we'll know in the morning, I'm sure.
How disappointing is it to suffer even a minor issue right now at a time like this, at this point in the year?
Yeah, it sucks. I've hoping for the best and staying positive, but anytime I'm not out there, I'm pretty pissed off. It sucks. Yeah, no, I've been feeling great and just took a check swing and felt it there and knew something wasn't right.
Why? In a way, I kind of don't want him to talk after the game. I've never felt like anything like this before. It's never happened to me.
We'd give him crap if he didn't.
When I think oblique, I'll go back. Oh, I'm going back.
The way back.
David Beckham, remember he couldn't play in the World Cup?
I don't remember, but
he did. Derek Rose, dude. I know he had injuries, but Tom Brady in 2016, dude, had an oblique muscle the entire. Serena Williams, when at the Australian Open, she couldn't play. While Cristiano Ronaldo, had to sit out obliques. So Tiger Woods, had it affected his swing overall at various times. Like there are guys who've come back from it, Peterson, Peyton Manning, guys like that. I'm concerned. I'm concerned, as Magic Johnson would say. I'm more concerned because is it Rafael or Duran and mix it up? Not to mention the leadoff hitter, not to mention for the month of August, Roman Anthony batted .306 with 6 home runs. Like, he was an impactful bat. And now you could lose him for this little stretch run here? Garrett Crochet starting to pitch worse? Schedule gets a little more difficult? This isn't good timing. Not good timing at all. And, just to double down on it, Scaz, why don't we play the leader of the team, Alex Bregman, and his thoughts on the win tonight in Roman Anthony?
Given that it's September now, you guys had lost Anthony at that point. Garrett's start didn't finish great. And then you guys come back and win. Does it feel like one of the bigger wins of the year in here?
I don't know. I feel like we're kind of in that September mode right now of where like it's next pitch mentality of just execute the next pitch of the next play, the next game, and obviously losing Roman today is a gut punch. Obviously, one of the best players in all of baseball, but we got to continue to push along, and nobody needs to try and do more. No one needs to try and do more than they're capable of. They just need to try and execute their game plan the same way that we've been talking about all year long, and continue to find ways to win, whether it's high-scoring games, pitching and playing good defense, stealing a big base, moving a guy over. We're I think 2.5 back or something, and it's meaningful games in September, and all that matters is winning. So I think the guys in here have the right mentality. Obviously today was a bit of a gut punch for us, but everyone in here is mature enough to know to show up tomorrow ready to execute and compete and continue to do that for the rest of the month and into the postseason.
I hate gut punches.
How about 2 of them?
That would hurt.
Double mention of the gut punch there.
Double gut punch. Someone gets you right in the gut, you automatically fall over, which makes you open for an uppercut. Did you know that? Jab, jab, body blow, uppercut. That was the old motto back in the days, guys. Chip in. Body blow. Oh, boom. Sorry. Nobody wants to get punched in the gut. Or a knee to the gut. What was it? What happened in Wedding Singer? I got my ass kicked for messing with the wrong guy. Did I make that a song? I don't know why I'm saying that. Julia Punch. That was the leader talking about that. He's on the IL. MRI tomorrow. You were sniffing out the Kyle Harrison situation?
Yeah, well, now my thought is they got to call somebody else up.
Oh, Skaz, who would that be?
I mean, Joe.
Would it be an outfielder?
We're the number one password show in the nation, the world, the universe. I would say that's got to be Yo Stinson.
Well, they need a password to crack the code? I would say they have to call somebody up, and it would be the password.
I mean, other than Crochet going down or Giolito, I mean, Roman Anthony is the number one guy this team cannot afford to lose right now.
All right. Hot take. I think they're on a run so well that I think they're just meshing together and they'll keep rolling. But, guys, I think they need their pitching to pick up Crochet. Like tomorrow, you go Bernardino and then you go May. I'm curious to see what May can do out of the bullpen because he sucks as a starter. So I'm interested. The Harrison thing, though. Not saying I have any intel, but could there be an injury on that front? Why the sudden change? Smitty, if you're listening. Chris Cotillo, if you're listening. Why the change from Bernardino pitching in the ninth tonight to opening tomorrow to May? Did something happen to Kyle Harrison, not Kyle Anderson? Did something happen to Kyle Harrison? What's his deal? Skaz was sniffing around. Now I'm a vulture. Now I want a piece. I'm smelling injury. What happened? That one got glossed over, huh? Like a fart in the wind. All right, I'm going to stop my Shawshank puns. Not everybody gets them, Skaz. Has River ever seen Shawshank Redemption? No. Man. Guess I'm getting real old, huh? You got my wedding singer, though, one, right?
I got that one. Big wedding singer guy. One of my favorites from Sandler.
Some guy just asked me to join the Mile High Club.
He's losing his mind.
And I'm reaping all the benefits. Well, that's not good. The old gut punch.
Good win tonight. Very good win tonight.
Very good.
But
it's on Raffaella.
Yeah. I mean, I think Coley has the tweet where if you need a hit, he'll get you a hit. If you don't need a hit, he's not really interested in the at-bat. That's kind of the Raffaella way right now.
Leave it to them to do that. I still can't get over that Cable guy, though.
It's good to know a guy.
What if I need a guy?
You know, Jared, he'll hook you up.
Oh, yeah, me and Jared live near each other, too.
Yeah, probably same Cable guy.
I have 3 boxes. Does that help? I have a super
Jared's
box.
got like 15, I think, over there.
They probably don't want me knowing I got the super box, though.
Now, you do advertise that quite a bit.
Yeah, but you know what? That's legal. Why not? They have a website and everything.
Oh, if you got a website, you're legal, baby.
That's right. Just see River's face.
He's in college. He knows all about streaming.
Yeah, he knows. All right. Staying on clock. Final headline of the night. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5. The Sports Hub. Joe is here.
Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Red Sox winners tonight 11-7. They battled back. Sedon Raffaella tied the game. And then Sharon Duran and Trevor Story busted it open for the 11-7 win. But Roman Anthony left the game with an oblique injury. He'll have an MRI tomorrow. Also starting tomorrow will be Brendan Bernardino. Sports Hub. Red Sox winners tonight, but a gut punch. And I wanted to just bring up some of these notes. Brian Barrett posted these earlier. He's our stat guy over at The Ringer. You want to check out his stuff. So he had this on Garrett Crochet and Nathaniel Lowe. Nathaniel Lowe is 12 for 35 since joining the Red Sox. Joe Math Scaz. That's 342. That's a pretty good average. 3 doubles, 2 home runs, 8 RBI, 8 runs, 11 games. So he has 12 hits in 11 games. That's pretty good, huh? Like some play. Do you think that he was quiet quitting with the Nationals?
Yes. I mean, is there even a question at this point?
LeGarrette Blount did that with the Steelers, too.
Took the words right out of my mouth. That's exactly who I was going to bring up.
He got paid, quit, got high with Le'Veon Bell. Remember in the car they got pulled over?
That is right, yes.
He got cut. They didn't cut Le'Veon Bell, though. But yeah, LeGarrette Blount comes back to the Patriots, and it was just that is a ruse. That was a ruse. Now, you know what? Maz's tears, if he's listening, he's not. But the biggest ruses in sports.
Yeah, Jamie Collins did it once or twice, it felt like.
How about Pau Gasol from the Grizzlies? Mark and Pau Gasol to the Lakers. Ruse.
How about Udonis Haslem just getting paid for all those
or
years?
Juwan Howard?
That was a ruse, yeah.
Oh, that'd be a good one, Skaz. That we can't do that. Well, the LeGarrette Blount one though, really. Oh, that was good.
Good player. Here,
overall, when he got the ball on the goal line, did he score?
Yes.
That's all that matters. I don't care if he played. I don't care his numbers. All I know is LeGarrette Blount and forced trauma, baby.
Throws a mean right hook too.
Oh, he knocked that dude out on Boise.
An all-time.
Do you remember when he was with the Bucks? He literally leapfrogged a guy. The one thing about Blount, I know people look at him as big and whatever. He was a home run hitter, man.
He could move.
But he could break a hole and go the distance.
He could go, east-west too. Like he could put a move on you.
And I understand he was what he was. Like he, maybe wasn't the best at catching out of the backfield, but
no,
he could block a little bit. But for the Patriots and what they needed on the goal line, dude, he was excellent. And he was a good change of the other backs they had over the time.
Seemed to always loosen up the room too. He's a very good, the vibes. But he was a vibes guy.
Ain't nobody messing with him.
No, certainly not.
And Martellus Bennett too. I told you, Martellus Bennett's the biggest human athlete I've seen. Like I've seen basketball players that are 7 foot. I've seen them. I saw Kevin McHale once. He was gigantic. Kevin McHale looked like. I was like, wow, that's Kevin McHale, man. Does River know who Kevin McHale is? For real?
Joe, we're here to educate.
No, you really don't know. Okay. Well, we'll work on that. We're going to work on that. We're going to work on that. Can we turn his mic on? River, what's your last? So what you say your name?
River Mitchell.
Mitchell.
Yeah, Mitchell.
From?
The great state of Vermont, right on the shores of Lake Champlain.
Do you believe in the monster in the lake?
Oh, Champ?
Yeah.
Oh, I would say so. Yeah. I think he's probably real. I mean, listen, that lake is so deep. You have no idea what's at the bottom of it, it goes 40, 50 feet deep at its deepest point. Anything could be down there.
He already fits in. He's in on conspiracies. That's us.
How deep?
They even named a local baseball team in the area the Vermont Lake Monsters. It's totally real. It's totally legit.
You think Stenberg has a hat from them?
Yep.
He's got to.
We shared this earlier, but Roman Anthony out on ketchup. What condiment are you out on most?
So I would definitely say straight mayonnaise. Like if we're talking I'm eating a burger and there's Chipotle mayo on it, that's one thing. But straight mayonnaise, Hard out.
So like a Hellman's like big scoop.
No.
You're out.
Only thing that I would eat, straight mayonnaise is like if I'm mixing it with tuna to make like a tuna fish sandwich, then I would. But if I'm putting on like a ham and cheese, I'm out on that.
Out.
Okay.
What else can I ask you?
Fire away.
So you go to school where?
Springfield College, out in Springfield, Mass.
Did you know who went there?
What, John Cena?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did know that. Yeah.
Oh, okay, just wanted to make sure.
Is he the most famous alum? He has to be, right?
Well, I mean, James Naismith, who invented basketball, he's up there for sure.
know.
Probably
I'd
those
give
are
it
the
to
top
Cena.
two.
I think I'd give it to Cena. It's close.
John Cena?
I think I'd lean Cena there.
Well, Cena's much more recent, obviously. Naismith, he went there before it was even called Springfield College in the late 1800s.
Well, he created a peach basket, right?
Yeah. That was the first basket. It was a peach basket, and then they changed it to what we know now.
Yeah. So, you are a fan of the Section 10 podcast?
Huge fan.
Do you know who our old intern Luke is?
I've heard of him.
Do you think they know, like you guys would know each other from like being fans of the
Kindred spirits?
So you're a baseball guy.
Huge baseball guy. Yeah.
How did this happen?
How did I get into baseball?
Yeah, like what made baseball your thing?
Well, I mean, it was a sport that my dad got me into at a really young age. I think I first started to like it when he would take me out into the front yard and he would, pitch me underhand.
We're getting real Sandlot here.
And all right,
how about this?
Okay,
who's your no.
I'm sorry.
Listen,
sorry.
We were gonna have to get some music ready for that one another day. We'll save that story because we got to save that story.
Okay.
Going back to when I pitched underhand, I'd have to go back in my brain too when I first loved baseball. Who was your favorite player growing up?
I'd probably say David Ortiz.
Outside of David Ortiz.
Jeez. I always loved Johnny Gomes. Johnny Gomes was a big fan of mine back in the day.
Okay. And why do you like the Section 10 podcast?
Well, I think that, they're hilarious. Jared, hilarious. Coley, Steve, Milliken. I think they all feed off of each other so well.
You like Milliken?
Yeah, I think Milliken's hilarious. Yeah. It's just, he does like the stupidest stuff sometimes, like lighting, pieces of paper on fire in his house and, thinking that, Bon Jovi died instead of Ozzy Osbourne. Like that type of stuff to me is just hilarious. Yeah.
Milliken confused Bon Jovi and Ozzy and thought that Bon Jovi had passed, but it was Ozzy.
Immediate suspension.
Oh, yeah, he gets suspended.
He gets suspended quite often.
I know enough about the podcast.
Yeah, I know enough to be dangerous, as they would say, Joe.
What else about Milliken?
Ooh.
Have you ever heard any of his pulled over stories?
I have.
One of the first things River said to me when I, was talking about Milliken working here and stuff, he goes, "I've heard he's not a very good driver." And I said, I've heard that as well.
You might see him here.
Yeah, Friday probably. I'll be back Friday.
River will be with us on Fridays, yes.
Oh, are you here Friday? No, you're not.
I'm out. I will be in Chicago. Not getting deep dish.
Although, Joe, to answer your question, I don't know. This isn't exactly a getting pulled over story, but there was one episode on the 10 where Milliken was talking about how he accidentally rear-ended a guy on the highway, and then he let him go, and they went into this whole, he was like, yeah, he's like, he just let me go. He's like, I've always wanted to be rear-ended. I've heard you get mad money if, you, pee and poo yourself if you get, rear-ended or something. They went into, a whole bit about that, and I just thought that was hilarious.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
All right. Your name again? Do you have a middle name?
I do. You want to guess or do you want me to tell you?
No, your name's River.
Yes.
Which I know River Phoenix, and I know Rivers Cuomo of Weezer. So I don't. Is there a fourth River out there?
I'm sure there's got to be somewhere.
Do you know someone else named River?
I don't. I've met a few people with the first name River, but I don't really talk to anyone in my day-to-day life.
So you're really the only River. Do you have a nickname?
People call me Riv.
Riv.
They'll call me Riv, but outside of that, I don't really have a nickname because my name is so unique to begin with.
Cool.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I am 22 years old. Born in 03.
You have hair of Hulk Hogan of the 80s.
Do I really?
Skaz, do you see his hair? It's beautiful.
It's blonde.
I was going to say it's like a Bobby Eaton, and I'm going back wrestling here, but
the Brain, right?
Bobby the Brain Heenan. It was literally going to go there too. But yeah, you know who any of these people are that I'm talking about?
I obviously know who Hulk Hogan is.
You have a Greg the Hammer Valentine. Google him. Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Okay, hold on.
You have his kind of hair. You have great hair.
Thank you.
I'm complimenting you on your hair.
I appreciate that.
Well, I have no hair. So therefore, I really cannot comment on hair.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly the same color as mine. His is much longer, but it's very similar shade of blonde.
Yeah,
for
how
sure.
about type in Bobby the Brain Heenan, Heenan, and I'm telling you, man.
The Joe Murray Show, from condiments to Bobby the Brain.
John Cena.
Oh, yeah, that's more like my hair. Closer.
Nobody
Closer
can
than
see.
Greg
Nobody
the Hammer
can see. This is great radio. He's Googling, and everyone else is guessing.
Yeah. They don't know.
He knew right away, though. You knew right away about John Cena.
Of course.
Friend of the show.
Really? It's cool. I've heard his relationship with the school I go to is kind of not the best right now, but it's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
He's the champ.
Oh, of course.
They'll have him back whenever he wants to go.
Okay, so circling back, so I got to tell you my middle name now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
All right, it's Emerson. River Emerson Mitchell.
Rem.
Yes.
R-E-M.
Rem Sleep, baby.
That's me in the corner. Anything else, guys, on him?
I'm good. We'll get River in studio some night.
Yeah. All right. Well, I like to let the interns get involved in the show. So good job. You spoke well. And you have great hair. He really does. He has like 80s good hair.
Strong hair.
Like
almost like 80s like villain hair, like a bully.
Yeah.
Like a bully in an
like
80s movie.
Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah, someone
like
that
that
was,
kind of hair.
Yeah, picking on like Danny what was it? I'm gonna call him.
He's got Johnny from Karate Kid.
Yeah, that's where I was trying to go. Yeah.
Oh, you got Johnny hair. Definitely. It's good. Hey, we have to go to break. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports.
You're listening to Joe. You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5. You're listening to Joe.
And River, our intern tonight, made his debut. We told him to just watch and answer the phones, and he did that. And then we found out he had great hair. Down on the minors. Christian Campbell, a single away from the cycle tonight, won't be eligible for the postseason, but could he be eligible to come up if something happens to Roman Anthony? Also, remember a gentleman never tells his sources, guess. The latest on Kyle Harrison from Tommy Castle. The 24-year-old has been dealing with an ankle injury. Possibility he'd undergo an MRI before the Red Sox decide what to do. 50-50 if he'd pitch. I got that before him. But gentleman never would give up his sources, ever. Finally, or two things. I'll be at the Brook Casino on Thursday night. We'll be opening night. Myself, Alex Barth. I think Kendra's going to be there. So that's cool. And finally, we have a new partner to the show, Atomic Coffee Roasters out of Peabody. Logan, Spencer, the guys over there.